Welcome to PGS Esports, where the players play.
Your number one platform for all things esports. Built by gamers, for gamers, PGS puts talented players in the spotlight and creates a safe space for players of any skill level. Share stats with players from over 130 countries. Compete against your peers in our leagues and tournaments, and even learn from the pros. All in one easy-to-use mobile app. Find us on Facebook, Discord, or visit our website, pgsesports.com, to stay updated on new features, upcoming events, and more from the world of gaming. Join our growing global community and download the PGS Esports app today.
Hello, lads and gents, copper, bronzes, silver, golds, platinum, diamonds, champions, and well, just everything in between. I don't know what your ranks are, but welcome. Welcome to another match of European Open League. Today we'll be looking at a best of 2 Playday 3, pretty simple, not too much to go off of. And of course, another quite strong duo we'll be seeing against today is going to be Ignited Esports, first facing off of versus against Vivid UTD. Now, personally, I've seen Ignited Esports. I've shouted at Venom because he was just popping off from what I remember. I believe it was Willa. Not quite sure myself. Now for Vivid, I'm not sure. I'm not 100%, but we're going to have to see what these teams can bring. Today, I'm going to be joined by our lovely co-caster, Rods. So, Rods, firstly, hello. And secondly, what are we going to be seeing today?
Well, today we're going to be seeing two very consistent teams here. Vivid is third in the league right now with 3 wins and 1 loss. And Ignited are closely following in 5th with 2 wins and 2 losses. So both teams have been very consistent so far. And Ignited have picked Chalet, and Vivid have picked Villa. So it should be a very fun matchup here because both teams are very consistent and there's a lot of talented players on both sides.
Very interesting. Now, okay, yet again, I've said Ignited Esports, they seemed like they were quite strong last time I see them. Like I said, I don't remember. It was a week or two ago. Vivid, yet again, I've heard from other, I guess, producers, other members of this team that they're quite strong. I mean, they're also in a similar league to ELL, and they are quite steamrolling through. So we're gonna have to see. But yeah, I do believe. How many players are we missing in the lobby? Still missing 3. So let's actually go over what we have currently. So for map 1, we're doing Chalet, which was Ignited's pick, which is quite. It's not as default as Oregon, but it's just like the middle thing. You can always rely on it. It's quite decent in my opinion. And map 2 is actually map 1 is going to be Chalet. My bad. Map 2 is going to be Villa, but map 1 being Chalet, it's been getting brought up quite a lot more. It seems like Chalet would. A month, 2 months ago, you would almost never see it. It'd be a rare find. It'd be like a legendary Pokemon, you may say. It would be a border of course, the map pool. But of course, actually, let's go over these 2 maps. I mean, Chalet, it's very strongly, heavily, very attacker-sided. I mean, the defenders still have some sort of option. Besides going downstairs, that's just, we've seen it happen. Maybe there's been people who had some luck, some skill to pull off that. But what about the other 3 sides? How do you feel? What are the strengths on those 3 sides, Rods?
Well, I feel as if you can basically play any site on Chalet when you're defending. We're all pretty even right now. Obviously, teams will gravitate their preferences, but if you like to do an SSG style roam, then you should gravitate towards the basements. If you like to play for utility, you should like bar, because you can just use the main stairs pillar and the blue stairs to play off of shields and just hold those power positions. Maybe have a guy in library as well. And then you have kitchen. Now kitchen's actually favored as the most played in NA Pro League right now, because you can extend into that top floor and do a semi, like it's like a soft roam kinda, because you just play up there, maybe a castle, and just play to waste time when you full back. A lot of teams like kitchen as well, so we should be able to see the team here basically play any single site.
I mean, yeah, 3 sides pretty strong. I mean, just like mentioned before, the Chalet has been brought up a lot more recently, but the attacking side is still heavily favored. Now, why do you think of that, Rods? Why do you think the side of attackers is just stronger?
I think the game now, if you know how to attack, then a lot of the games will be attacker sided just because of attacker repick. I mean, you can have the perfect lineup for any strat you want. So that means that teams can be very flexible, and the team here, we'll see how it plays out. But if they do it right, it's definitely going to be an attacker-sided chalet. I think the key is just to learn how to optimize your lineups with attacker repick, basically.
Yeah, I mean, as an attacker, probably you're in the first 6 rounds. You would say you want to get the favorite. You don't want to be 3-3 or 2-4. You don't want to be on the losing side. But as an attacker, you probably want to have a 4-2 or a 5-1 score at least, just because you're on the attacking side. You really have that chance of winning just brought to you. Now, of course, that's mostly what we can talk about, Chalet. We can talk about the ban, but let's leave that for when it's actually happening. Rods, let's actually go over to the side of Villa. Villa, I haven't been seeing much defense or attackers at it. I've been mostly seeing how the team chemistry relies there. But what is your, I guess, side of things on Villa?
I think Villa can go either way. It depends on the teams, honestly. If you're a more weaker attacking team, and if both teams are weaker attacking, then it's obviously going to be a defender-sided map. And then on the flip side, if you're both very strong on attack, then it could be an attacker-sided map. So I guess it all just depends. It's kind of situational. It depends on the teams, really. But I think it's a lot easier to attack Villa now. It always used to be a very defender-sided map.
Yeah, but pretty much with that in mind, all players are ready. They're in the lobby. We have everything set up. So let's get started, shall we? Let's go over into Chalet and let's see what our lovely teams are going to be banning today. Now, I'm just going to say it like this. We don't see much bans, but I'm kind of hoping for Thatcher and Cade to be left out of the bans. We don't see the dynamic duo. We see some actual action, some counterplay from those two, and we get a bit more towards Finka, Valkyrie, Flores, maybe even Smoke/Mute. We go towards a bit more the other side of the meta, not just very extremely strong operators. But as soon as that dream comes to mind, it's going to get ruined. As Ignites Esports, first ban is going to be Thatcher, so we can expect a Cade. But what do you think the other two could be?
Well, it could be a Flores, could be a Val, could be a Mirror, could be a Cade, maybe a Finka. Oh, Osa, obviously. Vivid obviously see that there's a problem. And instead of bringing extra impacts, they decide just to get rid of Osa here. I wonder if we're going to ban a defense, since Osa's a very interesting ban. Well,
yeah, I mean, she's very strong with team play. Just like most shield operators, I feel like she can bring a lot more. It's like that Blitz that just has a better gun. It's just a better deployable just a better shield, in my opinion. Monty and Blitz kind of have the limitation of guns to pistols, and they can't have to walk. And even if they do sprint, they're kind of in danger. But joining the Thatcher will be Cade, and for the last one, we're going to be getting Smoke, a very strong one. I mean, he can still be replaced with Tachanka, which, in my opinion, just because I'm a Tachanka fan, I'd say he's better. I like Tachanka just a bit more, even though Tachanka's weakness is that, he can't just instantly throw his utility at the opposing team, but he has to, pull out the Shamika launcher and then begin. But, the time wastage is completely different. But it doesn't seem like we'll be going towards that time. It's going to be a bit of an echo switch, Azami, which is kind of, I guess, towards the late round. If the defenders see that the attackers have like these really late pushes where the execute is in the last, 20 seconds. If the Azami can come and play and start blocking off entrances, it could be quite deadly, quite hard to deal with. And of course, for the last one, it's just the alibi. I mean, shield, good roam, good gun, even some rotations in mind. And of course, with that, some alibis for distraction every now and then. Not too bad of an operator. In the first site, it's going to be upstairs. It's Quam. It's gone. Downstairs going, I won't say it's a horrible idea, but it's one of the worst picks because, well, while breach is quite easy to get, the amount of accessible points you have to secure, upstairs, back gallery, flying, including that, then you have blue main, it's unlimited options, and you can't really expand off much of it. But, upstairs you have a bit more security, you have a bit more, I guess, strategy potential. But let's see over actually the loadouts on the attacking, and it seems pretty default if you ask me. You have a hard breacher. Although the one thing I don't like is most time, the attackers will bring a second hard breacher or a second hard breach device, like a buck bringing one, or I'd say furies maybe, just in case the thermite dies. Because if this thermite gets C4'd, the hard breach is out of the match. And of course, talking about things going out of the match, it's going to be Mitchell with the first kill onto Adapt, Twitch getting taken out, and course, the first kill of the match is going to be getting dropped, and not even a minute has passed.
Yeah, as you can see here, Mitchell's been getting aggressive and he's instantly taken out that Twitch. It might mean that we're not going to be able to play off of those shock drones, but Vivid will explode here and Mats will be able to take out Dynapper. And another one with a grenade from below. 3 versus 3 situation here. Yano just be positioned outside K9 and Mitchell will have fallen back to Piano now. 2 minutes left and yeah, it's already a 3 versus 3. A lot of action early on. Mitchell will get downed, I believe, to Yana. She will relocate and reload. Does she know that she's injured someone? I don't think so. She'll be playing on K9 very aggressively now. She's aware of the prone holes. And she's just going to wait for a team to push library. They can maybe get main breach here, maybe set up for an execute. Mats will just be pushing up in the library hallway now. He thinks one's near half wall. Peek into Piano now, and the defenders will have a crossfire on him, so he can't really play too aggressively anymore. He'll send a nade in, but does he know that it's Wamide? There is no Wamide there, and he will get an absolute free kill onto Venoms. Does he know there's still one in Piano, though? We're not sure. In fact, the drone will go in to determine where Azami's at. He swings out, and they'll duel now. Mats will stop refiring. Gunfire's exchange. He will be out on top, and it's Mitchell who wins. 1 versus 2 situation now for King. Just pushes into Piano. He's got to isolate his one-on-one gunfights here. Do we know where he is? I don't think so. He'll have to stop the plant now. He can push up and just deny it through the soft wall. Giannis holding, though. Runs out of ammo. Sledge gets off a plant and they just shoot him. Well, that was a great execute there from Vivid. And also very great defense as well. I just wanted to say how perfectly Azami played. He played aggressively, got the opening pick, and then fell back to his Piano shield. Unfortunately, his team stayed and just got picked off. But yeah, very strong start from both sides here. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of ironic. I was talking about the late push, but Vivid was not taking the time. They went in as fast as possible. They wanted to have time for the execute, which is quite a smart idea. I also do love the fragging potential of Finka. Both of the nade kills were brought on from, of course, Mass himself, and both of the nades were quite essential. I mean, taking out the Wamai, and I believe it was Dynapper, not quite sure, but of course it was Dynapper, thank you. Yes, it was pretty much just the fragging potential, but one thing that I didn't like, we're down to the last minute, but Finka has not used a single adrenaline surge. Even when she was, out of the board, all of them were left there, so that's, I feel like, well, maybe not much places there could have been used, but, in the gunfight with, of course, Azami, Mitchell not being in the best health state he was, that could have been useful. I mean, Mitchell was actually down before, but he still managed to get out alive, not allowing himself to be taken out so easily. Of course, at the end of the day, the breach was there. The plant was going down. Even though it didn't, come out at the end, it was still quite distracting. And even the zombie barriers did actually distract the alibi player right there. It was quite unfortunate, but oh, what are we seeing? Here's some bandit electricity up into office. I don't see that much. Oh, okay, there is Mitchell protecting the hallway so the bandit don't just get shot out. I get that much, but they're protecting office extremely heavily. Most of the time it's a bit more piano-sided. Office isn't that heavily contested, but they're going to be fully taking it on. And are we seeing Vivid just completely ignore the second floor? I don't think that's the greatest idea, and they're not doing it. I mean, verticality on the defender side is just completely off board. Like, you can't do anything that is an attacker. Even if you try throwing a grenade, it's not 100% is going to hit. Huge. It's probably a big chance, but, nothing is 100%. Now, with that in mind, the first net kill, Max, 3 kills he got out of the 4 were just grenades. He's on a streak, Mats. Calm down. Taking out the Wamai yet again. 2 rounds and both of them the Wamai was taken out by the same character, same nades, same fate. Sadly, Matt's already taken his push into the library side, and it seems like verticality is going to be soon handed over to the attackers, but there's still some hole. We still see 2 operators, there's still electricity, still some deployables, and I do believe that is going to be Frost and Azami up there. Quite a strong pull. I mean, they're not going to be going down without a fight, that's for sure, but the attackers will have, the upper hand with the guns, utility, but not with the time. That's quite interesting. They're going to have to actually hurry up before they want to get to doing anything. And Dallas out with his breach. Of course, we're going to have to see where this lays on as we're going down to the final minute.
As you can see now, the attacker just taking the top floor. Then they'll be able to play top down. They don't have sledge here, which is interesting to me. I wonder how they're going to be working the floor, or they won't work the floor. Perhaps they're just going to scare these defenders off of the vert angles so then they can move in for a plant. They do have the sense. Yeah, Mats and Dallas will be working on opening the main wall now. As C4 goes out and he does a load of damage to Dallas and Mats. But they do have a finger, so they can just reverse that damage. Adapts will become an enemy to a Frost Drop here, and he'll be bleeding out in the bathroom window, I believe, or piano even. Venoms will just reposition since they've got main wall now, and he'll be holding the run in. Mats can hold kitchen door, and if they sense off the site, they won't have to worry about Verb because they have people on top floor. They can just go for an execute here. They'll try to roll it through the drone hole. That's not successful. He goes again, and it works this time. Dallas will be able to run in for a plant here. Mr. Easter will be holding the vert angle. And now Dallas, he's hesitant to go in for some reason. Perhaps they haven't had the call yet. Adapts will take out the Frost from the other way. The other side of the map even. Venoms will pull down the hatch here. 1 versus 3 now for Ayana. 7 seconds left. This is basically unwinnable. Swings into sight. Can he find any enemies? Oh, he finds Maestro. And yeah, and he gets refragged by the bandit. Not much more he can do though. That's an unwinnable situation.
Did you see what Venoms did? I mean, a C4 getting 2 people low HP, getting a triple kill. I do believe in that round himself. The MP7 is unstoppable, and so is Venoms. I mean, he was on a streak. Upstairs, the start was good. I mean, Vivid had a good startup, but it started crumbling as soon as Breach then went down. I mean, Sense, okay, he tried smoking into the site so they could have some sort of plant. But of course, Venoms and his MP7, they're unstoppable. They're like pen pals. They're like buddies. You know, you just don't tear them apart, or he will do that to you. I mean, that's what was shown here. And of course, with that, it's going to be another actually round 2 going over to Ignite Esports. I mean, to defense, just look at it from this situation. If Ignite Esports gets a 4-2 on the defense, Vivid will have to pull out quite strong on the attacking, actually on the defender side themselves, even though at being of the disadvantage, of course, guns, villages, everything that goes against them. It's quite a lot to handle, and yeah, Vivid has to fight very strongly right now, even in the early rounds, just to not make sure to have even worse chances in the later ones. That's kind of the problem with starting out as an attack on Shelley. You have to win at the start, or otherwise you're kind of doomed, if you know what I'm trying to get at. But let's actually see what we're going to be looking here. We're going at Bard. You know, just like mentioned previously, downstairs is not a good pick, but Bard Gaming, it's going to be an interesting one. The vertical hold is extremely important. You know, you have fireplace, you have library, you have all that type of stuff. Although you can get pushed from office, you know, keeps on going. The verticality is extremely important because it pretty much just views into both sides. There's even hatches, stairs that are pretty much just inches away from the actual site. And look at the amount of utility that's being thrown. I mean, that was a Yana, that was a Floors. It just, even a Hebana, you have, of course, the flashing slipper, the grenades. No ADS will be able to stop this. I mean, you can even call the ADS from Jaeger the pre-nerf with the line. That's going to be enough for all of this source coming in. But the Mute Jammer and the Shield still holding quite strongly in the top of the blue. So let's see. Yeah, will the attackers be able to actually, you know, contest upstairs, or will they be forced to just, you know, kind of give it up?
Yeah, as we can see that shield has been mute jammed, so that means that the Flores won't be able to destroy it just yet, and that means that we're meant to waste even more time on his power position here. Mats will just be ready to jump into library once he gets the call, and they'll need to clear top floor before even think about playing inside. Venoms will find the pick onto Adapts, I believe that's outside Murd. Mats will jump into library now, just getting aggressive. Mitchell will get taken out by the sledge, and Venoms will send out a C4, which is unsuccessful. Mats will swing down blue, but it's been cleared since the power position player has ran off, probably playing inside now. Mats will just be pushing top floor, and now they can work with floor now with 1 minute 20 seconds left. There's a bulletproof camera on main stairs, just feeding info to that basement stairs player. Do they know he's there? I don't think so. Camera finally gets destroyed, and Sledge will start working with floor now.
Very stressful. I mean, that intel can be very strong. It may not be a Valkyrie, but even just knowing where the attackers are in the last minute, yeah, can be quite essential. I mean, a wallbang almost coming on to Joey right there. Malusi and the MP5 being quite deadly.
Oh, didn't see him. Sledge saw it. Sledge had a
Oh.
perfect top-down angle onto the guy on main stairs there. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but that could have been a free kill for Joey right there.
Hey, you're getting the info to the viewers. Of course, cutting me off is fine. No worries about that. Let's just actually see as Matt gets another kill. It's going to be a 2v4 situation. Will King and Cryptic be able to do it on their own? 1v4 situation. Cryptic alone with the gets finished off by Matt, and that's going to be Matt's second kill, I believe. And Did he actually claim what he didn't see? I'm kind of lost.
As we saw before, Meat was on the bottom main stairs right there. He was just holding the bottom main stairs,
Oh,
and Sledge made an angle, and the Meat was literally on Sledge's screen, and he just missed him, unfortunately for Sledge. But it doesn't really matter too much since they do end up killing him from K9. Yana ARX connects onto the Mute. Let me just take sight, and Mass jumps in and just puts our Think LNG to good use and just enables his team to win the round.
yeah. Quite unfortunate how the Malusi extended away from site. I mean, it was the only option. It's either just go into a gunfight with like the whole team, or go. Quite unfortunate. We see some team damage being brought in quite early. But yeah, it's either just go against the whole team or move away, maybe get a pick on main stairs, take some control back, have some maybe flank potential. That didn't happen pretty much, but that's the best thing you could have done, in my unprofessional opinion. Now, I do like a good old Maestro. Like I said, it's not an operator you see very commonly, at least not from my perspective, but he's still he's very good with intel, plan denial, just everything, and he's Italian. What else can you miss, But with
And of course,
that,
yeah, of course he has a minigun as well.
pretty much. I mean, hey, and a belief. So you have not only mutations, you have an annoying camera that just pisses you off to the utmost, an LMG, and he's Italian. Like, you can't miss. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be Vivid round 2. Actually, their second round is gonna be going to them, and we're gonna be going back upstairs.
Just be positioned outside the solar windows here. I believe they're going to be doing a solar take. They will send Matt in by himself as a phantom presence just to come up the west main lobby. FMG in hand. He's just waiting for more information, and Adapts will tear up the floor, just trying to seek out any roamers here. They have all the control they need so far. They can literally just walk up solar stairs. They have people positioned on windows. This is and Dynapple will run into the kitchen area just to get the entry engagement. Cryptic will again find another player on the other side of the map onto Joey. And that's very well played there from the defense. They just isolated their ones and they just took them. Now it's Vivid to pick up the pieces of it and hopefully salvage this round, but it's looking very unlikely. 2 minutes left, but they do have a lot of time to work with. Adapts will walk up into West Main Lobby, just trying to find this Maestro and avenge his friend here. Crouch walking up, just trying not to make any sound. Maps will be holding the trophy window angle here, and Dallas will just be trying to peek into sight to find any unsuspecting anchors. Just King, King obviously knows he's on rappel because he gets the sound, but he's not giving any of his body parts up to the ACM. Dynapple will get taken out by Buck here, and as I said before, he will avenge the knock. He thinks one's over in bar, and he's kind of right. Mitchell will be on the blue stairs, but he's kind of just ratting around on the top blue, just holding the team's flank. Venom's will be in sight now. He has 2 of his yokai still on the board, so he can just play for the plant denial. King's just still playing on Master Door. It's going to try and nade him from below, actually, with Yana. That's a good thing in that about a meter or 2 away from his demise. He'll go on concrete, get back onto safer pastures. He's still be pushing up the Solarium stairs now. Does he know about the Alibi's there? He spots him and he'll engage. We'll one-on-one gunfight here. Alibi will push out and he crosses to the other side of a door frame. And now he's back into side. Safe and sound. Easterly pushing into bathroom. Cryptic finds Yana. 4 versus 2 situation now. 40 seconds left too. Very favorable for the defense. Dallas trades one back onto King. 3 versus 2 now. Dallas will have to open the main wall and just try and find any defenders here. Venom's will get on his cams, just feeding information to the other players on his team, via Wamai and via Zami. Dallas will peek into sight now, just holding for head holes, just hoping that someone will swing out and get complacent. He'll reposition onto the master bed now. He can go for a plant, and I believe Adapts has the adequate coverage here. He's positioned on bathroom door. Crouch walks up. The Cryptic knows he's there. 1 versus 3 situation now for Dallas, and he just cannot do it. Very, very solid defense there. And to be fair, the attack nearly brought it back as well with the Buck running up into kitchen, and very exciting round, man.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. I feel like Cryptic was kind of just running in a Scooby-Doo type fashion, You kill the person, he's gone. No one can find him. Then same with the bathroom. I do believe he killed from headholes. Who was it exactly? The second kill from Cryptic. Pretty much. Killed him. The ace wants to look for him. That's exactly as he retreats. And then another one into bathroom, finishes off ace. As, of course, the last planting goes down. So Cryptic, rather, was actually just perfectly timing everything. Same with Maestro. They got the kill and then they got into their safe positions. You don't want to get greedy. You don't want to. Now I can get a second go. No, because most of the time, this is not. People won't just rush you because this is not ranked. It's not the same thing. And it's actually quite satisfying to see, I must admit. But that's gonna be Ignite going at a second round. They're trading up rounds. Now, if this continues, Vivid, they don't want this. 3-3 is not the worst score, but if Ignite right now gets a 4-2 on the defense, we're looking quite a stressful situation here. I mean, attacking on Vivid, I don't know how strong these teams are on, or like their preferred roles, like for sides, I guess. Vivid may be a lot better on defense than attack, more, and vice versa, say for Ignite. Now, with that in hand, we're gonna have to wait for that. As we're going into round 5, it's 2-2. Like I said, just evening out the rounds, just not going too far, not going too back. And I'm not a genius or an expert, but I recommend Vivid to win these 2 rounds just so they can have some sort of advantage from the attacking side. As it's going to be quite just vertical take. They're going back to the vertical take, and it almost worked out previously. As of course, they're not bringing a sense this time. But last time, I do believe there was Venoms with his MP7 just ruthlessly taking down one after another. And the floor, they're back to the utility wastage. You see, they have 1, 2, 3 operators, which is 6 grenades. That floor is like that wasn't enough for explosive, power in their back pockets. And then just to waste out some ADSs, of course, they have smokes, maybe even flashes included. So they will be wasting any type of utility, and even then, the Wamai, I don't think he'll be enough to stop 6 grenades flashes, as of course, Joey, with his first goal going over to King, the Frost, not looking too great at the current situation. Of course, frag don't matter much, but 05, hey, King, we believe in you. You will get 10 kills by the end of the match, as we're just continuing with Joey. I mean, he's going one after another. Easter joining him on the tree, gets a 2v5 situation. Seems like Vivid's gotten their plays back in the game. And this is looking like quite a, just a shifted game. I mean, this is, look how the turns have tabled,
Yeah, the tables have turned. You can see Vivid are just aggressing into sight. And that's a flawless round for them here. Very promising stuff from Vivid here. As we've seen so far, these guys can attack and defend, and we've had very respectable stats so far in this league. On to round number 6 now. I wonder where Ignite will elect to go here for their final defense. They'll just be desperately trying to clinch out this 3-3 and then have a fresh start on attack. Dallas will be bringing the Thermite. Matt will be on the Thinker. Very standard operators here. Adapts back on the Flores. Yeah, I believe they know they'll be going back. This is the exact same lineup. And even if it isn't, they can change it up because they have the attacker repick now, which is so powerful. Cryptic will be insta-sticking his Wamai as well, as we've seen so far. He's very promising on my Wamai. He's been able to make a lot of plays and just provide MP5 to good use and just frag out. He has proximity mans as well, so he might be able to use those just to try and stop the entries in particular maps, just ratting up on them and just making plays. They'll be setting up a sight now with Frost as well. I believe they'll put those on the sight windows, because with a Frost trap, it's either you die to the Frost trap or die to the person holding the window. It's a lose-lose situation for attack, and that's why Frost is so powerful on maps like Chalet, where there's so many windows to just jump in for it. They'll have the Azami here making prone holes onto the office. So that means with a main stairs player, they will be able to contest office. Perhaps when Thermite goes for the breach, there won't be a Thermite, there'll be a Capital. Dallas will flex onto the Capital here. Perhaps they want to do a strong fire-smoke combination execute. Diffuse will be in hand as well. And Mats will completely bin off Thinker. In fact, they won't play Thinker at all. And he'll get on knock to try and make a play. As we saw last time, it didn't work out since Dynap has shut him down on the Italian operator, which is called Maestro. But it's kind of curious to me that they aren't playing Thinker here. Perhaps swap Yana for Thinker, and that way you get to keep the absolute powerhouse that Thinker is. You get the free stims, grenades, gone 6. You could go on. I believe Thinker's better than Yana in basically every way right now. Mats will just be ratting in the basement again. Just very, very risky here, because if he gets picked off, it's a 5 versus 4. No one's with him. He's all by himself. Lone Ranger here for Vivid. Cryptic will be engaging. The Yana clone jumps in and burns the Aruna gate. Perhaps they'll be able to Flores drone out now, but it's mute jammed. They will send him utility in. Gun 6 and nades will be flying out this guy's shield, but he's retreated back onto the stairs, so he's out of harm's way for now. The grenades go out, but his shield stays up. Perhaps they'll send him a Flores drone now since there's no mute jam there. And Dynap will get taken out by Matt. I believe he's run up nade stairs. Yeah, hit and run situation here, but Aruna gets the refrag. Very promising stuff there from Aruni. Mr. Reese will be pushing on piano window now, just pushing the top floor. Main stairs will be clear now, so all we have to do is hold blue stairs, and they practically have top floor. And there's no library prayer as well. They practically have top floor now, but they're still redroning. They still think there's someone up there. They're just playing very carefully. Dallas and Adapts will be positioned on site window now. They do have a ping onto the frost traps, and I believe I hope he's sending in a drone to deal with him. Yeah, the frost traps will be getting dispatched of now. King will shoot the Yarnaclo, and he's back in sight from his roam. He's playing behind the Bardos, trying to deny the sight jump in. But he gets absolutely smoked by Dallas's 1.5 Capital LMG. They should be ready to go for an execute here. All we've got to do is fire off sight and hold the vert angles. Dallas will fire off Stark. Mitchell will be positioned in mud now. Not really much he can do from there. He will engage with Gamma window. Takes a little bit of damage and repositions onto blue stairs. Rivas is free now. I wonder where Cryptic is. I believe he should be able to retake top floor, maybe perhaps make a play. They still have a C4. Yeah, he is on top floor. I believe he can flank the library players if there is any. But I think they've all retreated. Yeah, there's one on library window right now, just waiting to hold the hatch to hold the stock play. And I believe Cryptic will be able to cut him off. Venom still has a C4 in hand. Perhaps we can see him put it to good use like we saw him the other round. And Venoms will just smoke him. No C4 needed here. He reloads. And now he has Case. Case is dead inside. 40 seconds left now. Attack have to push onto it. And they can just hold crosses onto the defuse game. It's practically unwinnable. Adapts makes it a little bit more winnable. 2 versus 2 now. Kills Mitchell. Joey holding the vert angle, just hoping that Venoms here will just peek onto him. But I think Venoms is just chilling. He knows they have him locked down, but he can just play keep away here and hold the diffuser. They'll have to push him. Cryptic will engage the main lobby, and Adapts takes his one and finds it. Joey's holding the flank now, just holding Flores' shoulder. Cryptic can retreat to the top floor and just play the hack and maybe kill the planter here. The air job buys a little bit of time. 2 air jobs buy him some time, and Joey just shoots him through the floor. Very promising attack again from Vivid. 2 very good rounds there. 40 split.
Holy, this IQ of the Nomad. I mean, she just knew you were going to get just pushed back into that exact corner that Frost made just to shoot out anyone from below. And Nomad just used the air jab. I mean, you don't expect the second one at first. But the first air jab, you don't expect it. You're like, okay, maybe it's there, maybe it's not. The second one, no one expects. They always think the second one's like somewhere located on the diffuser or something like that. So they would seem to be the demise of good old Cryptic right there. And it was quite tough to watch how, of course, Mute got taken out. I mean, he didn't need to necessarily get, or just maybe hold in the jump in window, or just maybe play off of the C4 he still had left. But with that in mind, Vivid is going to be securing a 4-2 score, which is, I mean, exactly what you want. A 5-1, 4-2, even 6-0 at that point. As long as you're on the attacking side and you get some sort of advantage on an attacker-sided map, perfect. No, that's what you want. You don't want to be at a loss. Or a loss, yes. You don't want to be at a loss in any type of case, because you have a bit of a tough time in the later rounds, and something being brought out, something very favorable and memorable. It's going to be Tachanky Kang. Adapt right now, actually switching it out for the smoke. You know, the time wasted is still there. They don't want to necessarily use the Azami because, well, Azami mostly blocks off. Adapt just puts out a hellfire wall that if anyone walks through, I mean, sayonara, you can call yourself dead. But on the other hand, we're also going to be seeing a Jaeger, so you know they're switching up some things. Time wasted. Of course, the Jaeger for the Wamai, which is quite interesting. You know, Wamai has, I mean, of course, let's not even talk about how good Cryptic played out on it. He was doing quite fine and dandy. And with that in hand, I mean, he could have kept on the Wamai because he was only one of the last people surviving. But Jaeger can put down his utility where people need it, and, you know, he can still die, but it'll be still there to help him out. And, ooh, I mean, this is just getting close. I mean, seconds away from a person getting taken out. And as soon as I mentioned that, Matt with the timings, because the devil is going to be King getting taken out. Jaeger with the first pick on to the roll swap onto round 7. Joey even contesting the library himself at this point. They're playing very aggressively, but it doesn't seem to be working out as well as it did for Matt. I mean, Matt is looking quite a strong angle. It's going to be hard to take him out, especially being the Jaeger player he is. But Joey's contesting a very wide and dangerous position he was in. As the second kill gets transferred and joined by the third one, it's going to be joining Mr. Easter. Malusi and Alibi out of the match. As we're going down to the last minute and 40 seconds. I mean, we're almost down to the last half.
Yeah, as you can see here, Tachanka still has all of his Shumika launches, and so long as he can be covered by his other two teammates, Dallas and Max, he should be able to put him to good effect. If he can just make it a 3 versus 3, this is very winnable for defense here. I believe that it's attack have not positioned anyone on the windows, which I believe is a mistake, because piano window is very potent here on this map, because you can just hold so many angles in it. It doesn't give him much space to work with in piano. But regardless, Dynapple will open the central of the wall, just opening a huge line of sight into sight with a Thermite here. And I believe Cryptic will reposition here on the big window, perhaps, just to hold the run across, so then they can maybe go for an execute and get the bomb down. Mitchell will just be holding piano hallway now, just waiting to aggress onto it like last time, but there's no one on his piano window, so I believe your defense can just walk up and just play in piano now and wrap. Mitchell will be relocated on main bridge here. No, get destroyed by Mats on the head hole. Fumikas will be flying out now. It's effectively a 2 versus 3, but the Fumikas will deny the entry onto the site. 2 versus 3 now. Dallas will get destroyed by Dynapper here. And he can go for the plan. I believe he have the adequate coverage, but the Fumikas are going out. Fighting with one more time. He's blind, but he kills Sabana, and Crip just snipes him from the window.
Oh, I mean, there was a lot of hope. The man's getting into a 3v3, just getting back to no more man advantage, even to get the odds out a little bit. I was kind of hoping if 2 players were alive and the Shumikas could waste the time, I feel like there was an option. And the late, it's quite interesting. You mentioned that not putting a person on the piano window, yes, it does deny a huge amount of rotation. It's just absurd. I mean, mostly denies almost the entire site, almost the entire piano side, and it's quite huge. I mean, it denies a lot. And with that, it actually is quite interesting how they put a person on main window on bedroom, but actually more than the late round. They didn't want to do it right at the start. They wanted to give them that false sense of security that they're going to be pushing just from somewhere. But then, of course, it came in. The jukes came out, I guess you could say it like that. I don't know how you want to refer to it, but you do you. That's, of course, that came out, and that false sense of security is just ruined. You don't have it anymore. You have to pay attention, and you can't adapt. Because, if it's at the start of the round, you start to adapt. You start to just have this, I guess, passive thought that you're like, oh, okay, I can't go here, I can't go here, I'll get shot. I can maybe challenge, but I won't because I'm put at risk. But if it's at the late end of the round, you're kind of in the panicky mood where you're making already enough decisions as it is. It's down to the last few seconds, plant is going down, all that type of stuff. So just putting another task in, it just kind of confuses you to some point, to some extent. But yeah, that's just how it is. Let's actually go over to what's happening, and wow, quite devastating. I mean, Mats was always the one not on the receiving end. I mean, he was the one giving the end of the receiver, and it seems like that the tables have turned, or the turns have tabled, as I like to say, and Mats is going to get taken out. He's going to be removed off of the board. No more C4. No more C4s in general on that team for now, as of course, it didn't even take much utility to take him out. That's what the bother. He didn't waste too much time. Normally, in 1 minute, people actually start, to just entering the building. But right now, Mats didn't take out much utility on the attacking team, nor did he take out time. So, yeah, it's going to be not much of a trade for the side of Ignite, as Vivid starts to expand a bit more safely. And, of course, with another man on their hand above Vivid into the upstairs side, just to get a bit more verticality for themselves.
Yeah, as you said, Mats will just get taken out here. 5 versus 4 situation now. Ignite have got the opening engagement under their belt, and they would continue to do these solo plays from Mats, whether it be on attack or defense. We noticed he was doing his solo roam clears with the knock and just trying to find plays. And on defense, he's playing a mute now, and he's just getting picked off. I mean, I guess it's a 50-50. Either A, he'll kill everybody, like we've seen with him on Thinker, for example. He'll just get taken out like here, like on his mute roam. Again, I believe that Vivid found a lot of success with this, and it's just a 50-50 thing, and this just didn't go away this time. 5 versus 3 now. Easter will get taken out by the ARX. I think we'll find another one onto Dallas here. 1 versus 5 now for Adapt. He's in this clutch situation again. We saw it last time. He was able to find one, and then he fizzled out. He's holding sight window now, but he's got 70 bullets to work with. Still got a bunch of Shumikas. Rotate will get air jab. He has a nice pixel angle out here onto the jump in. Takes out Dynapper, and that's the case down outside, but the attack will be closing in on him. What can he do here? So trying to isolate his one-on-one gunfights, and Cryptic just swings into main and takes him out. Nice try here from Tachanka, and also an incredibly strong roam clear and attack from the side of Ignite. Yes.
Yeah, No mercy was given and no prisoners were taken. I mean, the whole time we were casting Ritter, in my mind I was going, are we gonna get a flawless? We got a flawless on the side of Vivid when they were attacking, so be kind of ironic for Ignite to do the same, pull a good old Uno reverse card right there. I was just thinking of that, but then the second I started thinking about it, Tachanka just pulls out the LMG and takes out at least one, not going down without a fight. And of course, it seems like Ignite is doing a lot stronger. This is going to be their second round in a row. Just one on attack, so it seems like Vivid's going to be at quite a tough time. They did manage to, win their own fair share of attacking rounds, making the 4-2, but as soon as they switched, it seems like it's all going downhill. I mean, defense doesn't seem to be their taste, or at least not on this map. As of course, Ignite is just taking everything they can. I mean, it also surprises me how quick they were on the mute. I mean, Matt right there, or Matt's, my apologies, Matt right there was, he was just in West. He didn't expect anything, and they were quick to act. They were as quick as possible. They instantly went for that kill. Maybe it was just a coincidence, or maybe it was something else. Placements over here and there, here and yonder, whatever you want to call it. Of course, Alibi taking some precautions, doesn't want to just get absolutely riddled like Matt's. Actually, it's going to be Matt himself adapting. Bit of an adaptation, You always love to see it. The Shred is still being a bit set up over the kitchen side as Cryptic. Of course, it was Matt, I believe, last time, which was the Nook going downstairs being a bit sneaky. It's going to be Cryptic taking that turn, as there's going to be a lot of challenges going in. Almost a wallbang to the side of Trophy. Very close to getting his head taken off, but not quite, as Matt and, of course, a fellow teammate are going to be actually going to be dropping quite a few challenges on the side of Vivid. Actually, on the side of Vivid, my bad. Of course, Cryptic taking even more damage like he hasn't taken enough. King's going to be joining him, but Mitchell will be the one to get the first blow, and how close is Alibi to the Yana right here? I mean, okay, for a second I did think they were, just pretty much hand to hand, but it seems to be that situation as, yeah, we're going to be seeing a fight.
As you can see here, Matt will be -2 on the entry here on the drone. He hasn't been able to find much success now, and he hasn't even wasted that much time. It's 1 minute 40 seconds, and they already have Solarium control. And also, I believe Yake has fallen off as well, but they have got the second layer of defense to work through as well. I believe they have shields and utility positioned on blue stairs, so this is going to waste more time. 1 minute 30 seconds. Vivid United can still squeeze more time than now here. They do have Frost, and they do have a load of Wamaya Magnets to work with. Cryptic will swing in, just trying to dig up to find any information, and there'll be a guy positioned in library. East room of library player will be having a crossfire here onto the piano hallway, just denying the attackers any entrance to the top floor. Joey will be just positioned off of his shield here, just trying to play his life here, trying to maybe waste a load of time. 1 minute left now. They've wasted a lot of time as it is. Shoots drones. I believe that's dropped the drone count for attack now dwindling. Does he know there's a guy on K9 window? I don't think so. I believe they've rotated an attack onto K9 window like last time. He's got to be very careful. He's holding a pixel now onto the head holes onto the piano hallway. Venom's is just holding connector, holding main pillar. Unit get reactivated. That means they'll have to re-burn everything so they can use this Lawrence drone. The shield's still up. And there's still a guy on blue hallway. Like, yeah, Mitchell's just trying to peek down, trying to find any defenders, but we aren't giving him anything. 3 versus 5 now. King will find the library player, I believe, and Joey just smokes in. Joe peeks out. It's a very disadvantaged gunfight here, and it just gets taken out. Cryptic again with his plays. We've seen this time and time again from him. There's only 15 seconds on the clock. Vivid can just defend now and just stop the plan. There's a guy on main stairs. I don't know if we know he's there. A team kill will go out. 3 versus 2. Very winnable for defense now. Allison take a fight on the diffused carrier. He'll stop planting. Allison to stop this, but Buck runs into stock and just saves around. Easily will take a one on the stock guy. Down to the pistol now, sidearm in hand. He's just got to try and find the attackers, but it's not looking good for him, making us hold angles. Just peeks out, reloads his main gun, and King can just hold the angle and just take him out here. Very good try there from the defense. That was like a 2 versus 4, 2 versus 5. Should have been unwinnable. They still managed to bring it back to a 2 versus 2 situation with like 0 seconds left.
Yeah.
That headshot came in clutch as well on Stark. Whereas he would have been able to just rotate and stop the plant.
Very well played. I mean, they were close, but not close enough. It was like you mentioned, a very good attempt, though. But you know what I loved? There's a bit of a gunfight. It's all going down for the diffuser. King doesn't care. He just runs into site. He goes over into the connector side, whatever. I'm not sure. There's multiple callouts for the, of course, little, I guess, mini hallway between, of course, bar and gaming. I just call it connector, but King just runs in. He has enough of it. I mean, I do believe he was in the gunfight as well, but he just ran off. You know, it was a better, as of course, that actually didn't manage to save the round, because if he didn't do that, Jaeger right there could have just, you know, taken out, of course, actually the person in the connector could have taken out the diffuser, and that would have been a run going north to Vivid, as Ignite will be taking that. I mean, it was almost a throw, as some would say, but they're not going to be giving it up so easily. I mean, there still has to be some sort of fight being brought up for Vivid for them to actually manage to succeed. And we're going to be going over to kitchen and good old dining. We're going back to upstairs. I mean, it's just normal, you know. The Frost, just... I feel like I've mentioned this so many times, and I hate myself for it, but Frost is such an annoying character just because you have to put another thing into your head. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm having a gunfight. Oh, there's a bear trap on the floor that could probably snap my leg off.
Yeah, totally. As we saw on the defense, King was having a very, I believe he would call it himself, as a subpar, like, not optimal, like, half for him, and he's just bringing it back on attack, just salvaging that round and winning it for Ignite. Good comeback story here. He's doing very good on the attack, and he'll be on sense now. So another execute operator to try and smoke off the site and plant like last time. Let's see if Venoms has anything to say about it this time as well, because he on this side he was on defense last time. Now he's on the Hibana. Let's see what he can do here. Be in library with a Flores, just trying to push up, and there'll be a little exchange of gunfire there onto the office player. Mitchell and Flores will be doubled up here in the main lobby. We really need to get this quickly down. We got to clear the top floor. Maybe position a guy on a big window and then piano window just to cut those rotates in half, because right now it's kind of bunched up from what I can see. Mr. Easter will be holding an aggressive pixel peek here since no one's on piano window. He can just play here with no contestation. He's holding the double door now, and he can just waste a load of time. The banner person will go out onto the office wall, and that's a breach in a line of sight. Adapters be playing the B-bomb with Chachanka, as we've seen so far. He doesn't have a shield to play with, but they do have Frost and Alibi for the shield department. He's still here. He's just wasting a load of time. He hasn't even been droned out yet. And I also believe that Frost will be behind him, playing top down with a secondary shotgun into sight to either plant. Dino will be getting the main bridge. He's getting fired off. The lineup doesn't quite work in Adapt's favor. He'll reposition back onto the pillar now, onto the kitchen door. If Shield will get destroyed, but he can just still play here unless he gets grenaded. Easter here, 1 minute left. I don't believe there's a flank cam on him. Attack, he hasn't been cleared out yet. Attack have not cleared him. And he will just extend a little bit. And he'll get in a gunfight with Hibana. He'll be crouched. I don't think Hibana has adjusted to the crosshair to this. And he will just be wasting a load of time. Very good work here from Vivid. I'm just on the roam, just wasting a load of time, in particular Mr. Easter. I think he'll be pushing up into sight. He's in position now to smoke off this whole entire area with his sense gadget. Joey will get taken out by Flores' AR-33, and Venoms will find another one, but there's a pre-ripped C4 here, and he'll go out, and Dallas can't put it into good use. Vivid will push up, and Easter will just take out the Hibana. He's on the late flank, and now it's going to be very dangerous. Dino will be planting, but he's planting in a bit of a different spot, not particularly default, just to avoid the fire and flames from Mr. Chanka. Crypto will be positioned here on kitchen door. Do we know he's there? He's in the wrap position. Mitchell will grenade one, and so 1 versus 3 for Easter now on the flank. He's turning up late to the party. He's got to fight this long-range gunfight, and King will just take him out from bar. Very good execute there, and Vivid will request a timeout. They're going to slow things down and talk about what's going wrong. As we saw, Ascent was very powerful there, but it makes you question, do you reckon we could have got the same utility just with someone else with smokes, maybe like a Twitch or a Gridlock?
Maybe they could have, but I mean, at the end of the day, they still managed to win that round, and very well. I mean, the Jaeger did have a lot of potential for the flank. I mean, even, I don't know why the call wasn't there. I mean, the Jaeger did manage to get like a 2K just off of flanking, and I don't think, it was either they were just fully focused on going down for the plant, just going for kills, or to the point where they, you know, kind of ignored him, made him be kind of scared because, you know, he thought there was going to be some flank watch, or at the end of the day, it just came down to them not calling it out, whatever you want to call it. And the tactical timeout, Vivid right now need to win 2 rounds in a row, while they are not in favor, in fact. I mean, they're on the defending side. If the attacking side has a lot more advantage, just in every way, in every possible way, unless, of course, the timer, unless the diffuser goes down. But up until that point, they have to win 2 rounds in a row, which is quite hard to say. But the timeout has come to an end. Let's hope they talked it out. And of course, I mean, the performance from King, I do believe when he was defending, the time I saw it, at least he had around 0 kills. It wasn't much. At the time I mentioned, it was not much kills, but right now on attack, he has been popping off. I mean, he was doing almost, if not round saving things. So just a W for him, I guess. Props to him, and he proved me wrong. I was kind of, I wasn't talking about it. I just said 0 kills. Let's hope he does something with cheerful. So, I don't know. I probably forgot. Just small brain energy. Anyways, back to the possibly, very possibly last round. I mean, Ignite are looking. They're of course Vivid are upstairs, so verticality is not going to be much of a problem for them. But this was possibly last round. I'm kind of hoping for King to be going a secondary breach gadget because we haven't seen much. Dino Napper, of course, or just Thermite players in general, haven't been getting taken out as much. But I still feel like having this secondary security or just this type of backup if something goes wrong, it's always good to have. It's the same as, I don't know, Mutant Bandit, I guess you could say, Jaeger and Wamai sometimes. And it doesn't seem to be the case as we're heading into round number 11.
Yeah, an operator here that is open for play, and the defense have not played yet, I believe. It's Valkyrie. It can be very powerful for both these aggressive teams, and they have not been played yet. Neither team has played with Valkyrie, which I don't know. I believe you can get a lot of information and a lot of playmaking potential from the Valkyrie, especially on Chile as well, because there's a load of spots you can hide them in, like in the bushes around the map and stuff. Again, King will be just entry in mode already now. He's showing great courage now because he's gone from zero kills and 7 deaths to 7 kills and 7 deaths. Obviously, he's more of an attacking player in this matchup so far, and Venom's will just be droning main lobby, and it's actually clear. They'll have Thermite as the only hard breach in their lineup, so he's going to be playing very cautiously. If he gets picked off, and it could be game over for this attack. Cryptic will be droning himself in through Trophy. I believe he'll be trying to push through solo with his team again. This looks like a solo take. Perhaps they might split their push. Yeah, they have split their push here, actually. I believe there's players on Library and players on the Windows, so like I said. Yeah, they split their push, and there's a guy on Library, the Windows and Solar. So yeah, as we can see, we've got the players in Solar and on the Windows, and we've got a guy over in Library, which is great. Great to see. Adapts will be playing with B-Bomb here, just trying to put Shumika's to great effect. Cryptic will try and nade, but I believe this nade's nowhere near any targets. He'll botch your nade, and that's just a waste of utility, unfortunately. And the fire will get launched at him, and he's just got to back away from these stairs. King's just holding the flank, just lurking around West Main. He believes that there's someone in his flank, and he can just play off of his cams. I believe he kind of knows that there's a guy in main lobby, and he can just hold. And oh my god, Lidwood will just get crazy there and just put the P10 Roni and just snipe Venoms off of his rappel. King will be down to the sidearm, just trying to get the refrag, but he's unsuccessful. Vivid 3 versus 4 now. It's looking dire. This could be game over now. Cryptic will push up the bathroom and take out the player in, I think that was Piano Door. And Gonzalez will just be trying to retake this position for his team. It's 2 versus 4, very dire now, 50 seconds left. Attacker literally executing, and Joey's having to leg it back to side. Oh, they have a crossfire on Viazami here. He's pinned. He's just trying to find anyone, and it's a 1 versus 4 now for Joey, effectively, because King can get picked up. He finds one, he's not going down without a fight. They've planted on the closet, and there's 2 players literally on the case. Swings out, and he can just... he's swinging out, can't quite find the picks, and it's not looking good for him here. It's a very nice try from Joey, but Thermite just shuts the game down. Very good half here from both sides. Both teams been very solid so far, and I mean, I just want to highlight King and just bringing his performance back. Like, a lot of players will just be down bad and just keep that negative energy momentum up, but he digs himself out of the doldrums and becomes a very impactful piece for the success on the attacks.
Very true. I mean, King just, he went from 0 to 100 real fast, and so did the whole team of course, just in general, Ignite right there. I mean, they were 4-2, and they managed to bring it out to a 7-4, which is, wow, that is 5 rounds in a row, just won, absolutely, and that's going to be the first map going over to them, and while both teams did play well, it's going to be Ignite going to and be yoinking it. The first one, at least, that's going to be Chalet in the matter of their hands. And right before we do go on to map number 2, we're going to be taking a 5-minute break, just get some water, And stay tuned because it's probably about to get a lot more, and I mean a lot more heated.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you stay tuned. I hope you're with us. The previous match was quite wild. I mean, Chalet was taken over by Ignite Esports. Quite a strong match. I mean, it was a 7-4, not too bad, not too good. But of course, with that map, it's gonna be a BO2. It's the first map out of the two, so we're gonna be going on to map number duo. It's gonna be going to be Villa. Yeah, we've talked about Villa. I mean, the maps are gonna be mentioned. Just wait a bit about that. But let's, with Villa being, of course, kind of based off of teams. Although it was picked by Vivid, so Vivid may be having a bit of an upper hand. Maybe they feel better about it. So if when all players are ready, and of course if they are, should be going into the match. And you know, yet again, Vivid picked Villa. It's although their Chalet wasn't as good, Chalet was quite. They tried. On attack they got a good one, but then on defense it kind of fell off, as it was quite. It was not the same for Ignite. So let's actually just leave that in the past. It was Ignite winning the first one, and let's see if Vivid can take their own stand on this one as we go over to the bans now. Of course, Rods. Thatcher and
Hello.
Cade aren't as strong here, if I'm correct. What are you expecting?
Well, I believe Cade can be very useful on a trophy defense. You can just deny that triple wall, but what a lot of teams like to do now is just have head holes onto a closet, or like on the closet wall and on the side wall, just so you can deny the jump in very effectively. And as we can see, Mats won't be happy with his target ban, or ban the Thinker, because as we've seen, Mats can be putting the Thinker LMG and it's getting a load of multi-kills to the Operator. I mean, some would call it a crutch. I mean, Mats is obviously a very talented player, but when he's played Knock, he hasn't seen as much success. So he's going to have to force on to flex onto a Yana or something else here, perhaps. As we can see, a default Thatcher ban will go out, and this means that Mav could be in play. So maybe like lines of sight, even if it's caded onto Vault, perhaps. You will see how this plays out. And also Flores is up as well. Who with a United ban here? They will ban the Azami. As we can see, Azami is sort of an operator now where like you either play her or you ban her. So it feels like there's no in between right now in the higher levels of comp. I mean, she's very powerful and you just get so much utility out of it, especially when you're roaming and you can just keep her alive. You get so much out of it. And of course, Cade gets banned out as well now. And this means that Valkyrie and Mira are both in play, which could maybe turn out to be a very defender-sided Ignite Esports. And Matt could very well be crippled here since he doesn't have his favorite operator, which is the Thinker.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Yo, you go. I was just coughing.
All right, my bad. Essentially, you were mentioning, Mira and Valkyrie are very strong operators, give you a lot of intel, a huge advantage, maybe even a kill or a few. It just denies a lot of spaces, or the intel is insane. I mean, you can also get some C-Force plays off of it. But the thing is, previous match, we had Valkyrie, and I do believe Mira both in play. Correct? We did Smoke was banned along with good old Cade. So we had both of them in play, but not one of them was used once. Although Mira isn't as strong on Chalet as on Villa, I'm doubting they're gonna, maybe let go of their strategy. There could. The previous match was quite wild. I mean,
yeah, as you can see here, Mats will pick up Zofia, another very frag-orientated operator. Even though he doesn't have the Thinker LMG, he just plays the next best thing, the Zofia LMG, which in fact has way more bullets and access to a lot more scopes. Let's see, I think he's just going to go Rambo and put it to good use again and just gun everybody down from the side of Ignite. They'll have Goyo here. I would just be able to waste potentially whatever 4 times 20 is, which would be 80 seconds of time denial. Each one of those things will last 20 seconds. And if you can stack those up on a door, that's very crippling for the attack to push onto. In tandem with the smoke and Venom's C4. Anyway, Matt will be doing his little solo roam clear as well. He'll be instantly up main stairs, finds his Goyo, and he's just brute forcing his way into classical hallway right now. He's on a roll. He's on a rampage. Defense will rotate into Study, and he gets refragged. Force is 4 now. Very good play from Venoms and Matt's here. Just gunning. It's not even a minute into the round yet. They've only been positioned on Study window with the head holes just holding the site. Venoms will just be jiggle peeking, just getting very aggressive here. And Joey still thinks there's a guy in Study, but now he's going to start with demolition work from below with his frag grenades. He just randomly throws one, and it does a tiny bit of damage to Mitchell, but nothing too significant here. He'll be positioned on that door, and Matt just says LMG goes burn. He's absolutely correct. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what happened there. but the SMG11 bursts faster, as we can see. He's just nading below, just trying to find anything. I'm not be using all of their nades here. No expenses spared here with the grenade utility. Pinging the random thing, dropping the cooldown, and Easter nearly gets destroyed by Joey's grenade here. That was a little bit of a misplay, perhaps. And Joey just push up main stairs. The gridlock here on 90, but I believe Wamai will be prone on 90, just wasting time. Cryptic signature Wamai, just holding across the hallway, just trying to deny the slight rush. And Dallas will be able to find a pick, and they cut him up from 90 window. And 4 versus 2 now. Vivid have learned to use those windows to their advantage, and Easter will take out Dynapper here. 1 versus 4 situation for Alibi, and this gets shut down. He will try to swing out from Zombie, but the Type 89 is just too good for him.
I mean, Vivid is actually starting off quite similar as they did previously. Of course, last match on Chalet, they actually started with a very quick attack. They went in extremely suddenly. They didn't want to waste too much time. They want to get to the preparation as soon as possible. Not even the preparation, just the execute. They wanted to get to that point as soon as possible, not waste time, maybe get a frag or two in the meanwhile. Well, that did happen. The refrag for, of course, Venoms was there to back it up. And of course, round 1 and the first round of Villa is going to be going over to the side of Vivid. Not looking too bad. I mean, they're on the attacking side, and I'm still, while the adaptation isn't huge towards the start. At the start of the rounds, you want to, kind of see what's good for you. You want to, I guess you could say test. You want to test around, you want to see which site fits you, you want to see what operators go which, or just what position, just in general testing. Now, with that in mind, I mean, switching up a Valkyrie or Mirror wouldn't be too bad, but I don't know if these players, I doubt these players, of course, Ignite Esports right now have that in mind. They have a strategy that works for them and them alone. No more replacements for Mirror or Valkyrie right here and there. What they have is what they have, and they're going to stick with it, which is quite respectable, and let's hope it works out for them, as Vivid is pulling up quite a strong fight. I mean, the Wamai was trying to hold Knight. We'll give it to him. He was trying his best, but the attempt wasn't worked out. I mean, with 90 windows, just way too strong, especially with the library hold. And with that combined, of course, you'll be having quite a rough time. Now, last time it was quite striking and quite sudden, like mentioned before, steady push. Now they're going to be switching it up, but they wanna test themselves. Although Ignite is going same side, same operators, same IC positions. Actually, Vivid right now is going to be testing out what works best for them, as Master is going to be getting contested a lot more than, of course, previously. I do believe Vivid was expecting Ignite to switch up the track. Ignite saw that they were going Master side, so they were to that. But yeah, it's going to be quite unfortunate as Matt gets down, but not fully out. King will not be finishing him, as he is going to have another challenge over to 90 window.
He's trying to pop that Goyo, but he just can't quite shoot the explosive part of it. And he'll get destroyed by Joey. He just overextends onto a 90 window and gets caught out. Yeah, Mats gets retrieved here, and his bum rush was not exactly as effective as last round. But it does enable them to push up onto 90 now, and he has created this space for the attack. And that should just be waiting for the call to push up to 90, but they do not know there's a player on red stairs, I believe. That could be a very big presence for the defense, and Cryptic just takes out the Yana. Very nice shot there. He's just holding the statue door. Venom just has a little prone angle. This could really go either way right now. 1 minute 20 seconds left. Edgehouse will go out to watch the flanks, and the attack really needs to deal with this alibi. And Nomad's oblivious to this guy. We do not collar red at all, which is really textbook mistake here. But Joey finds another one, to be fair to him. 3 versus 3. He's just trying to use these grenades from below. But I believe there's still an alibi on the roam, and Matt's just positioned on Zombie right now. There is a Volcan canister on him. This could be very dangerous if he gets caught in Zombie with a fire going off. He retreats, and he just gets his life spared because he's able to just escape from the fire. Dallas will be positioned on Study with the case here. This is not ideal, since they would prefer to have the case over on Zombie side. He's in a fight now with the Study player, and he just drops the hatch, and I believe he can run up main stairs or possibly go for a flank. He decides the safer option just to go up main stairs, pistol out. What the hell is he doing? Cryptic nearly just throws his life away to Joey here. That's He could have just stayed on classical and just held the passive angle. Very unfortunate now. Matt is positioned on zombie, just ready to swing into sight. Venom's is playing the shield. We're very worried about the study player here. Dynapper needs to hold zombie, otherwise Matt is going to be a huge problem. They open the breach. They play away and play for the nitro cell. Nessa goes out and Matt just tanks it. He lets rip with the LMG. Can he find any players? Dynapper finds one. It's a 1 versus 1 now with the plan going down. Surely Dynapper wins this. He needs to stop the plan, and this should be the easiest kill of his life. And he just takes the head off of Hibana with his shotgun. I mean, honestly, that was so close to Jaeger. I'm pretty sure Jaeger's going to be getting screamed at in the team comms. You see that? He just runs up main stairs and just throws his life away. What, he's sprinting with his pistol out onto 90. I mean, I think he knows that was a misplay, and I mean, that was so close to them there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you don't usually see players just pulling out their pistol and going into a gunfight just because, I mean, if the reason there was to maybe be a bit more speedy, maybe be a bit more quiet, I get that. But the thing is, he was next to sight. He was literally where the action was happening, and pulling out the pistol and that option, maybe going for a sneaky one tap just to get a good clip, a good highlight, I guess you could say, is not the best idea. I mean, they could have actually lost because of that. The attacking side did get man advantage only because of that. It became a 3v2, and that's pretty huge. I mean, Jaeger could have held study. He could have denied a lot of rotation, a lot more than just, kind of showing off his pistol to the enemy like, hey, you want to see the black eyes? And then getting his head taken off the same second. It's not the best idea, at least from my perspective, or anyone's. I mean, let's hope Ignite doesn't see what he actually did. Let's hope Cryptic doesn't get, I guess, caught lacking, you could say. As, I mean, it's back to how Chalet was going. Vivid is actually playing still quite aggressively on attack. They're doing quite well. And, I mean, the score is just even after even. It's 1-1. It's going to be 2-2. And then that's when I believe things are going to be, again, shifting. But this time I don't know which side. Because this still is a lot more based on teams. But of course, Vivid did pick this map, so we can safely assume they're a lot more comfortable on it than Ignite themselves. The same situation we saw, of course, on Chalet right there. I mean, info is being brought out, and it's going to be a lot of verticality, even though the site... Actually, it's going to be verticality all the way from below. An interesting way to play this. The nades are quite strong. The nades have been in the middle for way too long, and they're going to stay here. I mean, nerfing nades is going to... not only going to piss people off, it's kind of going to put this little meta, this fun thing we have in Siege off the board, as Dallas is also going to be putting Cryptic off the board, joined by Matt. They took out his Finka, but he's going to be taking out King Malusi off the board, joining good old Cryptic right there. It's going to be a 5v3 situation very early on, extremely aggressive from the side of Vivid, as of course, they didn't waste much utility. No, a few flashes and a Claymore, but that's it. Not much, just drone, if you count in drones, but they still have some remaining as Venoms. He seems to be quite up into a plan, but do they realize he is there? They do not. Diana gets taken out.
Oh!
Hope the Nook will be there to refrag him. Dallas joining him with the Dynapper, and right now it's a 4v1 situation as it gets turned into a 1v3 plan going down. Dallas is probably going to stick it, as of course Joey will be finishing the job, and Mitchell, he had a dream, but it's not going to be lasting very long, as of course another round is going to go over to the side of Vivid, and Trophy Master, actually not Trophy Master, I do believe it is Trophy Statue, will be going to the side of Vivid.
Yeah, as we saw there, Cryptic having yet another rough round. He just loses the entry gunfight for Ignite, and then they just explode into the basement, run up the basement stairs, and just... Venoms did have a good play. He was on the flank, and he did manage to kill the Yana, but a very nice shot from Mats there just to flick onto it and just make sure that round is theirs without any further complications. They will decide to... Let's see where they go. Yeah, they decide to go Trophy again. I believe they think they can fix their mistakes, and they're just giving it another shot. They've brought the Frost again. Obviously, this is going to be for the bathroom and perhaps like any of the junkins they may be worried about. Venoms pops the kitchen hatch. Oh, no, not kitchen hatch. What am I about? The basement stairs hatch even. And yeah, they can use that to maybe flank or just hold an angle. They have Valk this time. As we commented last game, Valk was up and they did not play it at all. But this time Mitchell has decided to pick it up. Perhaps they want to play for these nitro cells down below, since they do have one in their lineup. They also have Malusi with Malusi's Banshees just to deny any like bum rushes that Matt may try and do. And he's going to be coming solo again on the Amaru. Yeah, that's right, Amaru. Let's see what he can do with this. Unfortunately, he doesn't go straight into a frost trap because that could definitely happen here.
Would be quite unfortunate. I mean, Frost just it's an annoying thing to take rid of. As of course, it's just Amaru's death. It's Amaru's poison. Of course, if you run into him, you don't have an option. You can't repel in and shoot at the bottom of your feet or jump in, as many people would call it. As Amaru is just Spider-Man, you know, she grapples and she doesn't have that option. I mean, Venom's is kind of another counter as she gets the first kill.
Again.
Mats is going to be taken out. Cryptic, what? Cryptic has been dominating on Chalet, but it doesn't seem like he'll be with the same performance as Mats is taking out all type of everything he can. Venoms will be there to avenge his falling.
Oh, Venom!
And a second one, what a flick, but it's not going to be lasting for too long as Joey's going to be finishing the job. It's a 3v2 situation. Back to man advantage for the side of Vivid, as of course, doesn't seem like Ignite's looking up to the best of their positions.
Yeah, as we saw, Cryptic was an absolute demon on Chalet and had an absolute outstanding performance. And unfortunately here, he can't get anything started. And King just gets a nice one-tap. 2 versus 2 now. And yeah, unfortunately, Cryptic is just in a little slump right now. He's just struggling to get anything started. He's just selling his life away on the entry, unfortunately. I mean, let's see. I'm pretty sure like King had a similar thing happen to him when he was attacking last time. He managed to bring it back. So let's see what happens to Cryptic here. 2 versus 2 situation now. Dynasty and King are still positioned in various spots around the map. One of them's over in study, others back in sight, I believe. Now let's be upside down repel. Just kind of risky. He'll repel in as a whole with a big nuts play here. Just engages a rotate, shoots a Banshee, and he's just entering like Shaiko here, just pulling up with a Habana Hollow. It's a shotgun. Can he take out the shotgun? He'll have to pre-fire, otherwise he's toast. Oh, and he finds it. I don't know what happened there with Mew. King's gonna 1v2 now. Can he deny the plant? He'll have to deal with Yana. I don't know what Yana's doing. She runs across and what? What a clown fiesta!
What? This can't happen. I mean,
Venom's the absolute warlord over in Aviator. Manages to get his team back in it there. That was a very close round. Very close round, and he gives his team a lifeline as he just kills one in AV, pops one A, kills the guy on the head horse, then eventually gets taken out. But yeah, very good play over Frost there. And he'll decide to go Aviator now. 2-2. Both teams being very questionable at times, to be honest. But one thing's been a constant. It must be Matt's on it. Matt's on his solo entry plays. And he's just been picking off. He's just been capitalizing on his mistakes that he's been seeing.
I mean, I think we should go in a bit more deep in what just happened. I'm still kind of shell-shocked from that. I mean, Yana she was running a marathon. You know, she wanted to break the world record for how fast she can run in and die. I mean, with that, it was quite interesting. I mean, the plant was going down, so Spana was in danger, I get that much, but at that point, Yana knows where the opposing player would be, right? Because you can't... I doubt the Melusi would be in Master because they probably had control over it. And with that in mind, I mean, their only place is just Trophy. And with that, it's not quite likely to, you know, get anywhere else. And of course, Yana she just wanted to run a marathon. Maybe burn a few calories right then and there. Maybe get like stronger. Like whatever her reasoning may be, it was not the wisest. And yeah, we're gonna be going to get back to Aviator. Like I mentioned, I mean, Frost Rider was quite a speed demon, they said. One flick after another was getting stopped by the forces of Joey and his sledge L85. Got finished off, but this is a rush. It's a rush. I mean, there's also a Sophia already on 90. The LMG's popping off. They actually got noticed, and King and, of course, Matt exchanged
bullets.
HPs. Yeah, bullets, HPs, as Venom gets taken out. But so well, Matt, it's a C4 side kill from the King. The one and only. I mean, the C4 is calling that at least. It's a 3v3 situation. I mean, the refrag here and left. Dallas using the utility of the defenders against them. And not even a minute has passed. And wow, this is a lot to handle.
Yeah, Yana was sent out an explosive. He believes one's playing behind the bar, but King is tucked on his reinforced wall here. Vector in hand. He still has a Vulcan shield in his pocket, I believe. I don't know what that's about. They'll breach his wall, and he is just chilling. He's going to have to get aggressive now because they have him pinned. He takes one down with him, and it's a 2 versus 2 situation now. Gridlock and Yana versus Alibi and Wamai. Cryptic may be able to salvage his performance here. He has a chance at redemption here. Case is cold in study, and he's just holding Zombie. I believe it's a pixel pick on it. Alibi will engage with Gridlock on 90, but he's just playing keep away, playing very passively here. Just doesn't want to give anything up. Alibi will just rotate back around to a more passive position, and Easter will fall down behind just to waste even more time for the defense. Cryptic will retake back into sight, and he'll be tucked on Shaiko here, MP5K in hand, and they have a crossfire on Diffuser pretty much. I mean, Bar is completely open. They can just push Bar, but I mean, Easter have recovered the Diffuser yet, and as I said, they literally have Bar. They can plan, and there's nothing that the defense can do about it. Easter will be getting the case down now, and Gridlock will be on the flank watch. Well, Mike can actually push into study maybe, and Alibi's exposes himself and dies. Cryptic 1 versus 2 now. Can he complete his redemption story? No, he can't. He just gets shot down by Yana's ARX here. Gets the case down and just gets tapped. Nice. Anyway. Very, very powerful rusher. We keep on seeing the attack doing these rushes, and defense are just struggling to adapt to them. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on with Ignite's comm space. I mean, it's just not nowhere near as powerful as they were last map. I mean, they're kind of falling apart, I hate to say.
Yeah, I mean, that I agree with. I mean, Vivid's playing extremely aggressively, despite Ignite still pulling up some good fights. I mean, we already saw the Goyo was expecting the rush. He was already there to take a gunfight with the Zofia. And even then, the refrags were on point as well. I mean, we had a refrag over to the Zofia from the side, and then another C4 kill. There was man advantage, all that type of stuff. Well, it's kind of flawed, I guess you could say. 2 kills then onto the side of attackers, and they got the plant down. They got Bar. Bar was completely unsecured. May I mention that? I mean, the Alibi could have sticked in study, or maybe where she was on the vault corner. And of course, I believe the Wamai could have went involved. You know, maybe he could have actually went onto 90 himself. Just do something to attack both of the sides. You can't just leave one of them open because, well, if you do, that's what happened when we just witnessed. And this is going in the same pattern. I mean, the score, the playstyle, everything is the same. Don't you see? It was 1-1, 2-2. Now it's going over to the side of 2-4. And then, well, although it may not be the same as Ignite, this is not really attacker-sided. If Ignite really enjoy attack as much as they enjoyed it on Chalet, we could be looking at an exact same situation, just a copy and paste with a different map and a few different operators of just everything. I mean, Mats is already just he's not taking his their time. He's rushing for it. I mean, he's already late to the party, and well, that's at least how it seems like to him, as he's already almost in Astro, and wow, not even half a minute has passed. Jesus.
Oh, Cryptic with the entry engagement. His redemption arc's complete now. He's back in business. Finds the entry engagement to Matt, and he's giving his team a very good 5 versus 4 situation. Now, that's Matt again with no refrag. I mean, he does this every single time his little solo look plays, and he eventually gets traded out, but he's wasting time now. They still think the player's up there, and Malusi finds one. Yes, great play there from Malusi. He gets retreat back into side. Cryptic and Malusi playing for each other very well there. East would be below in Memo, just trying to grenade, but he's just wasting his grenades. I mean, there's only one left in pocket now for side. He's just still in Memo. He'll Yana clone out because he believes there might be an attacker down there or close to him. He'll Yana clone up red just to make sure it's all clear. So very cautiously here. Goyo Tannis will get popped out, and King will be positioned on 90 again. Is he going to fall victim to Sledge a second time? Or not Sledge, I mean Hibana. He's playing Hibana this time, not Sledge. Will he fall victim to the Hibana this time? I don't think so. He's just rotated back into side. Played up perfectly. I mean, Adapt's just chilling over in statue. Gets back on cam. They're trying to find information. Possibly going to give him a solid yellow ping in sight for Easter just to grenade. This is his last one. Is he going to put it to great use? I think he will. He has Venoms in his sight. Is he going to let it fly? No, he does not. He downs someone else. He downs Mitchell over in study. Okay. 3 versus 3 pretty much here, theoretically. I mean, Mitchell will get recovered, but he is taking a lot of damage, and he's not going to be 100% ready to take a gunfight here. He will have to hit head if he wants to be successful. Joey will just be holding the team's flank on the 90 rappel, just holding the prone holes, waiting for any defenders to get complacent here. East will just be pushing up on Zombie, holding a pixel onto sofas, and he'll be eventually pushing into sight. 50 seconds left. The attack needs to get something started now. Make it become a 3 versus 3 maybe, and just push into sight and then try and get the case down. That's the best strat for them now. He's supposed to be holding bar, opening button, the defender will pop his head up, and Goyo will vault it. He nearly just gets his head taken off, but I think he knows that there's an enemy there. He rips his C4. Oh, it's smoke even. It's smoke. It looks like Goyo. Yeah, he still has a couple of smokes to work with. There's only 20 seconds left. Mitchell will be holding with defender's flank. It's holding a study player here. They rotated a player onto study to hold the flank, and yeah, that 1 HP was very detrimental for Lucy there. King has the vert angle from below. Can he stop a plant though, I wonder? The plant gets down, and now Joey's in an unwinnable situation. Gets shut down by Dynapper, and he's such a nice shot with into 11 here. No, I mean, that round could have gone either way. Very nice drive from attack, but I think Cryptic's back. He got the entry engagement and wasted a load of time and enabled Lucy just to get the refrag. And yeah, very strong roam. Very good time to now, and a very strong defense from Ignite now. Round swap, and now it's 3-3 split.
Yeah, I mean, they've actually evened out the score. Not too bad. They're looking at themselves to no more advantages as earlier 4-2 was. They were still under a bit of stress, but of course managed to actually come out as the winners of that match. But with a 3-3 in the role swap, I'm expecting a lot of changes. Not well, of course, the obvious changes of the role swap, and of course attackers and defenders, and sides and one defending the whatever. I'm expecting a gameplay change. On Chalet we saw Vivid on attack. They were extremely, and I mean extremely aggressive. On defense, they actually turned it down a bit. They still went out for a run out or two here and there, but it was a lot less aggressive as on attack. I mean, as on attack, it was almost a rush from someone, at least one character, every round, I would say. But of course, Ignite may be going, maybe the fire in them may be starting to heat up, and I feel like they're going to be playing a lot more aggressive. I want to see a lot of changes in their gameplay, and I want to actually go over that because in Chalet it was just happening. I just mentioned it was constant over and over. Just changes, which is what we love to see, of course. But will we be seeing this on Villa? I mean, I don't think maps change that.
No,
but
not so.
Yeah, but maybe we could be seeing that. I mean, let's actually go over some operators. We're still not seeing Mira Valkyrie, but we're seeing someone who has not been used much today. Actually, not at all, but he's still extremely strong. And Mitchell with a Jackal, one of the better guns he has, and the tracking utility for roamers, which makes him extremely deadly. And on the defending side, not a Frost, but it's going to be Capcom switching her out, so still quite a deadly trap operators. And Dallas is going to be quite close to the Jackal, and King taking a lot of damage. Ooh. Of course, Cryptic getting taken out. It's going to be Dallas with a first kill. Mitchell with a double on his own. It's going to be taking out Dallas, a bit of a refrag. And of course, Joey joining him in the grade 6 fate under. It's going to be 5v, actually 4v3 situations real quick as the first minute has passed. We're going to be seeing, things are about to escalate really, really quickly.
Yeah, 2 minutes remaining now, and still like a bunch of early aggression from both sides here. There's a lot of time wasted, and the Capcan traps are still on the board. I mean, we'll attack for an incident perhaps, and King is now on 1 HP as well. So even if he's put 1 on the door, King could fall victim to that. He will be positioned with another operator we don't see very much, the Ella. It's on main stairs with a Scorpion in hand, ready to just take out any unsuspecting attackers. Exactly like King. Doesn't matter if he's 1 HP because he gets a headshot. That will be on the flank. Gets for 2v2 situation now. Venoms runs in and just takes fire out on the shield. I don't know how he's supposed to let him do that. Mats runs up Zombie now. Takes his 1, and now it's a 1 versus 1 situation versus the Ace. The AK-12 versus the 416 Carbine. He'd be trying to plant here, but just Mats no. I believe he does have audio. If he just pulls up on the rotate, it should be free for Mats, but the Barbline might give his position away. He peeks out and he gets the wallbang onto Ace, and that's a pretty good clutch from Matt. And he'll be kind of toxically teabagging right now. Wasting our time and shooting around. He's a really funny guy, I'm just gonna get the defuse there. And that's a great clutch for Vivid. Great play from Max.
Seems like Mads did not like the, I guess, targeted finger back. Most definitely gonna be putting that salt on the wound right there. I mean, it wasn't 1v2 clutch. We gotta give it to him, but still, you don't need to put it in everyone's face like that. There's many ways to go about it. It doesn't seem like he's gonna be the happiest today. Maybe he's just not in the mood, But yeah, still kind of disrespectful from the side of Vivid. We don't see that a lot. Just to clarify for anyone watching, that we don't see that a lot. Toxicity is not very common. Almost, like, you could call it rare at this point. It's like just like mentioned previously, a legendary Pokemon. It's a rare find, and it just keeps on going with the oops and everything. So, it'd be quite ironic if Ignite actually manage to come out as the winners, because Mats would not be looking at quite a funny situation at that point. I mean, if Mats teabags and calls it easy and then loses, yeah,
I
that's gonna
mean,
be quite
he
ironic.
literally just lost to him on Chile. He literally just got smoked on Chile. I don't know where he gets that from. He just took his one round. It's only 4-3. I mean, perhaps he's trying to hype his team up. Perhaps it's just a bit of friendly banter. We don't know what's going on. But anyway, Matt is obviously a character with him in the league. Again, we're playing with Maestro again, as we saw last time on Chalet. A very kind of underutilized operator for a lot of teams. But you can definitely put those Evil Eyes to great use. And they're just a pain in the ass with the attacks they have to deal with. They will have a lot of utility though, and I mean, they're playing Ace instead of a banner here, so they could have a problem burning both of these Wamai and Jaeger devices. They do have Flores, I guess, but I mean, we'll see how that turns out. Cryptic again is just trying to mimic, as I've noticed, he's mimicking Matt's solo lurk plays, and he's 2-7, but I believe he has been refragged by Mitchell quite often. Let's see what he does this time. Has he learned? And can he do it to great effect now, or no, maybe not? King will be spawning at main road. He might be trying to get to Astro window right off the bat, just to try and pick off any defenders. And I believe he's just got on cams. Yeah, okay. Cryptic will be entering through bikes here. He'll be jumping in, and he'll just be trying to get very aggressive onto Mats. But Mats has him on lockdown. If Yonder does not drone here, there should be a free kill for Mats. But he is droned out, and he's just going to be able to shoot his drone and just take it out. Maybe fall back or just contest. Yonder will maybe prone and try and nade, nearly exposes himself and dies, but Joey loses his entry engagement. That's a 5-4 for Ignite right now. King will be further droned in, trying to nade below, and it looks like once we get below control, we can try and nade Astro or Statue and just try and get these picks. I believe they do know there's another defender on the loose. Trip could be pushing 90 solo. He won't be able to get refragged. Very risky here, but he could be able to make a play. Ace will be on Masterbark by himself. He'll just drone bathroom. He is exposed to bathroom window right now. If Adapts peeks bathroom window, he'll give himself a free kill, and that's a hard breach again. He shoots the cam and falls back to safer patches within Astro. He's just holding below, nearly takes the head off the sledge, and now he just repositions into the basement stairs. He's living to fight another day here. Cryptic finds Matt on the other side of a map. This is revenge for last round when Matt was considered toxic by us. Mr. East is still in the basement now, and Adapts with his SMG-11 in hand, just holding bathroom. They're kind of split up here. I don't know if there's much refrag potential going on for most of the defense, but we'll see how it goes. It is a 3 versus 5 here, and I mean, yeah, I mean, this is not looking very good for Vivid here. They literally only won a round last time, just off of a fluke, perhaps, from Matt. Like, a 1v3, a 1v2 situation is not optimal. They did not win that round comfortably, and it may look like Ignite could bring this back, potentially. But Vivid, we never count these guys out. These guys are very clutch, and Smoke swings, and that's Adapt's gone, and now it's a 2 versus 5. I mean, Nitro swings out, 2 versus 4, a lot more winnable, and he gets refragged by Mitchell. Mitchell's been so good with his refrags lately. Each of them 1 versus 4 now, and they've got him positioned. The whole attack's out gunning for him, all of his rotates are cut out, and it's basically impossible for him. Cryptic will pad his stats and get the exit frag here, and that'll finish off a round for the attack, and that's a lot more promising than last time, because last time, honestly, they could be on, like, close to match point now if they just clinched out that 2v1, played for the refrag, played together. But yeah, now it's 4-4, and this could go either way. They elect to go dining here, and they're playing Fawn. An operator we don't really see too much. I mean, you do get the shield, to be fair, and she can be very useful in some situations. And they didn't need the burn on her banner, because they just ran in and just shot them, and the event's overextended maybe a little.
You know, Rods, I'm actually surprised by something. Even though it is dining kitchen, okay, I'm still surprised to not see a pulse in play. Although the attacker repick is a thing, you know, they can go IQ, but it still does disturb the strategy of Ignite. And I'm quite surprised to not see a pulse. I mean, pulse is extremely strong, unless if it's, of course, a focused memo, you know, just all go around the site more than above. If, of course, the defenders play off vertically, the side of Ignite is going to have to take verticality into consideration. Both a pulse that just makes it another step harder and it makes them to be put one step ahead. Now, I mean, it's going to be Thorn, Aruni, just 2 great operators with a Mozzie Jaeger and a Meat combined. They're just a good combo. That's something you can always have. You can't go wrong with this. And no, just as we speak about the attacker repick, Venom himself is actually going to be going IQ. Even without a pulse in play, they seem to have this, I guess, feeling or sense that the operator could come in handy, could come in useful. I mean, she does have breaching charges, so if the what I like is that the sludge dies, there's still some sort of verticality included, some sort of, how should I say this, just soft breaching, you know, there's a secondary thought in mind. With the IQ actually I have not seen her use this. I forgot you can now ping gadget through walls and now use, and King with his first pick. King, calm down, you just allowed that. Taking out Mats yet again. It seems like Mats has become not so much of a fan favorite. Mr. Easter joining him 6 feet underground. Verticality is in possession almost. I mean, the drone is sent out, and there's already a flank watch, Master Aviator stack. All of that is just theirs now. And of course, Mats, Mr. Easter, they're both out of the game. And now it's only down to Joey to play vertical. I mean, they don't have much of a nomad, much of a gridlock. They have claymores, but they have a drone. They have someone to cap them on the back. The Twitch actually managing to finish off that mute jammer. Oh, it's a very quick and unexpected start from Ignite, because they've always played a bit more passive, and now they just, I mean, King just went in. He did not care. But will Joey be getting out unscathed? He will not, as he's almost on death row. Holy.
Yeah, as we can see here, Mats may need to eat humble pie. It appears that he's cursed his team now. He's lost the opening engagement, and now his team is in a very, like, almost unwinnable situation. 3 versus 4. I mean, it's not looking good, but to be fair, I believe it was a Darts manager to bring one back onto Mitchell, and I was supposed King's inside. He smokes Dallas. I mean, that's a free pick, and Venom finishing it off into a Darts. I mean, that was a just impeccable attack here from the side of Ignite. I mean, just great. I mean, what more can I say? Good top down. I mean, perhaps we could have played Valkyrie or Pulse. I believe Valkyrie is up here. Yeah, we could have played Valkyrie and Pulse and played for those C4s below instead of just trying to just extend up there. And also, we kind of overextended a little bit. We saw none of the defense were on the 90 cam as well. That enabled Sledge and King just to run up and just kill the guy on Astro rotate. I mean, it's just an amateur mistake here from the defenders. And now Ignite are 1 round off match point here. And then if they keep this momentum up, I mean, Vivid have not called a timeout yet. So if they keep this momentum up, it could be looking very good for Ignite.
Oh my god, King is just on a whole nother level for himself. Did you see that previous round? Runs in, not having it. Exact same round. He just runs upstairs, runs back into site. Just like the Yana before, he's on a bit of a marathon himself, but he's the one delivering the fatal blows himself. I mean, it's just one after another. He's just making these game-changing, I guess, fatigues, maybe you could call it. I mean, poor Mute was just trying to throw a C4. Yeah, I do believe it was Mute. He was just trying to throw a C4 to deny anything. King was there with the LE5, just giving him a handshake, you know, saying hi to his wife, his family, his kids. And in the meanwhile, also taking his head off. I mean, it's quite absurd how fast and how unpredictable it is. Because if you're a defender, you're like, oh, yeah, they're not going to run into sight. You know, someone's watching my back. We have intel. There's no way a Sledge will run, and then you're dead. It's kind of like that thought process. You just get cut off instantly because, you know, King is just on a whole nother level right now. He's adrenaline boosted. That Jaeger did not make him happy one single bit. And now he's out for vengeance. He got it for 2 rounds straight, but will he continue doing so? And as of course, yet again, doing this quickly. This is what we love. You can't allow the defenders to waste too much time. You know, you want to do everything as quickly as possible. Matt yet again on the defensive side. And he's going to be backing up, you know, they don't want to play as aggressive as they did on attack, but it's still quite good to, you know, not give up all of the ground, all of the essential points of the map over to the attackers just instantly. You still want to give it a bit of a fight, or just, you know, waste utility, waste time, kind of the meaning of being a roamer, but it seems like attackers are just going to be claiming it. I mean, it's like a free gift card, you know, might as well take it while it's still there.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Matt would just be trying to he's just going to try and like reclaim his former glory on the entry engagements. I mean, he might try and it's 5 versus 5 now. He might try and get something started, but it's Joey who gets it started, just denying the Jackal and just taking him out. Very strong DMR usage here from him. He just repositions onto red stairs to waste more time. Dallas will be on the roam here over on Library's side, just waiting for the attack to push him, and Venom's will be in Dia right now, just waiting to push up. 1 minute and 30 seconds right now. These guys really need to get started on attacking 90 before even think about pushing side. And Dallas, like, he might have been misdroned here. Yeah, he has been misdroned. The King just smokes Dallas. His whack. I don't know what's some 5-head like game sense there. Does he know there's a guy on red stairs as well? I don't think so. And he gets refragged. I mean, that was ridiculously powerful from King there, just to jump in and just take out the Malusi. I mean, that's a crazy shot. Cryptic's running up red stairs now. 3 versus 4. trying to find any of the defenders. He'll try to destroy the BP, but obviously it's ADS, and he'll throw a nade in to deal with both of them. Venoms will take quite a bit of damage from the DMR of Looney, and Easter will just be chilling in Vault right now. He reloads his primary weapon, and he can just prone in the back of sight and just try and just tap away at the attacker's toes. And Adapts will have a kind of weird shield here. I don't think I've seen a shield like Apple. It's placed kind of weirdly on inside, just watching 90. Usually you would put it on the other side next to the reinforcement. But Mats is just ratted on Zombie right now. I don't think he's been detected. I mean, it's going to be very powerful. 20 seconds left, and he's just still tapping away at the feet. And this is basically unwinnable. Joey finds another one. He's pushing up very aggressive on the switch. You know he's there, and he finds that headshot. And that's a great play from the Arena DMR right now. It's just goes to show how powerful Arena DMR is, because it's like it's 50 damage a shot, and you have 1.5, and also access to an ankle grip. Arena is just a fragging machine. Like the P10 Roni's good, but I mean, if you want to do a load of damage, then the DMR is obviously a better choice.
Yeah, I mean the DMR is just better. The Roni's good, but since the nerf of the bullets, even then it's still a good gun. But the problem is you can't take out multiple enemies at the same time. With the DMR, that's going to be a different case. I mean, it just has better attachments, it has better availability. Even on long range, it's good. In medium range, it's fantastic. On short range, the P10 Roni does outrule it. But with everything else, I feel like, of course, the DMRs do come out into play, and they're kind of underestimated, especially, I'm seeing a lot of Twitch players that actually use the Forge 17 because they feel it's a lot more comfortable, which is interesting. The F2 is a very strong gun, and even though some people still like the DMRs more, which is, that's favorable.
Dallas will just accidentally destroy a mute jammer there, which means they couldn't have got all the coverage they need. I mean, it's kind of a mute. Mats really needs to place those a little bit further back to avoid that mistake in the future. So that means that's one less mute jammer for the attack to deal with, I suppose. I mean, see Maestro again. These guys love their Maestro plays. We see it on Chalet, and now we're seeing it on Villa. I mean, it can be very powerful in the right hands, as we've seen. Those Evil Eyes are a right pain to deal with, as we've said before. Mats was trying to destroy that drone, and it takes a few shotgun shots to finally get it. And he'll be in the basement now by himself. He's so good at playing in these solo positions, as we've seen. But it's just a kind of 50-50. He'll either die or kill everybody, as we've seen so far in both of these matchups. Dynepper and King will be rotating over to the Master Bulk. They are playing Ying here, which could mean that they could be trying to do something flashy. Like, I mean, literally, pun intended, I guess. I mean, with the Ying, just like Ying offside, full white everybody on the defense and just get the taste down. Be opening up all these windows, just making sure no defenders can push up. Upside down repel here, just trying to shoot any frost traps, and maybe you can test out the angle in down below in the kitchen. And will open the bathroom here, and King will already be in. Nearly dying to a frost trap if there was one there. He did not really check it enough in time. He'll be pushing up. He'll be cooking his Ying Pandela just to lob it at Adapts and maybe cause a lot of damage. He'll bounce it in. He'll leg it into it. Get a free kill onto Adapts. That's the entry engagement. The Zofia will get picked off. For now, Dynap will find another one. Previous free. An exchange of bullets here for both sides. And the 90 players are isolated over the other side of the map, and they're basically outside. All he needs to do is just hold this angle, and they can instantly start planting. I believe he, mostly wants to C4 below, but he gets shot down by Dynapper. And then now Matt has to retake against three incredible attacker guns. He tries to isolate the one. His C4's concrete, cannot find anyone though. He's just basically unwinnable now. All we have to do is hold the angles. The drone gets thrown out. He smokes Ace, to be fair. That's one to add to his stats. He relocates to Wolf here, just trying to isolate the guy in Dia. Does he know he's there, though? I do not think so. And King picks up a freebie, finishing the round for the team.
Yeah, I mean, another another glorious round going over to the side of Ignite. And the Ying, while it can be Ying, you have to play Protect the President with the Operator. Just like with Fuse, in the later rounds, she is extremely powerful. You don't even want to talk about how strong she can become. But yeah, Ying can be very useful towards, the end. Of course, the flashes, as we saw, no one can see. She can infiltrate sites. She can just take full control. That's exactly what happened. Demazi tried to go for a bit of a flank, but did actually manage to get denied himself. So, yeah, while keeping that in mind, it wasn't just the Ying, it was, of course, all the other players, but I feel like Mats did actually have a bit of a chance. The SMG-11, he was on close range, even a shotgun. If he would have kept that C4, maybe throw it behind, actually into statue behind where the Ying is, just into her tippy toes, you could have maybe gotten a kill out of that, the ace, and then it's a 1v1. But yet again, we're talking about specific situations. So let's actually move on, as Ignite right now can be playing for all. Actually, Vivid is going to be playing for all or nothing.
As we've seen, no tactical timeouts have been pulled from either side. This could mean they're kind of confident. I mean, Vivid have not pulled that ripcord yet, and now Ignite move on to match point, and they are not slowing down. Their momentum is stayed the exact same because since Vivid have not called the tactical timeout, Joey picks Fawn again, just trying to stop these rush plays. And also, you got a shield, which is nice. And you also get a pretty good gun. Actually putting down his jammers in Memo, just denying these drones. He can play close with a shotgun here. Pretty common mute jammers here. Always suspect a close range operator like a mute or a smoke or a warden shotgun even in Memo just to deny the attacks. And I believe all 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 players here will be bum rushing Master. No one would be going on Astra window, I believe, which could maybe be a mistake. We'll see how it pans out. The Cryptic will be instantly opening the window. Drones will be going out. They're trying to hunt down any of these attackers. Cryptic maybe jumping in once he gets the go-ahead from his teammates. He jumps in now by himself. I mean, no one's jumping in with him. He's by himself here. Maybe not a refrag potential, but he can follow this drone and hopefully play off of it. 7-8 right now. He's hoping to change that. He knows where the Fawns are, so he's going to try and avoid them. And he just gets blown up from below, I think, to a pre-placed C4. And he just gets lucky, and just like I suppose, he just gets away with a sliver HP. Dallas will be getting to work with a shotgun from below. He has pings. He has pings from the Valkyrie cameras. And that's what he brought the IQ to try and track that utility down. I believe there's one in the roof of bathroom, but he cannot find any. I don't think there is one. Yana clone into Astro now. Mitchell will be positioned on top of a bed, just so he has an extra barrier between him and the nitro cells. He can probably just tank it, because you do get coverage through that. Mitchell will just be having his confession out for something. He's just plotting something in his head. Pineapple, as we can see, he's kind of fragging out on hard support. Obviously, Cryptic hasn't had a great game, so he's just picking up where Cryptic left off. King will be entering into not bakery, laundry even, and we will just be finding a pick. Dynap will be in pantry by himself with cases. This is so risky, yet it's paying off for him. People will eventually get refragged by Dallas, and now it's a 4 vs 2 situation. Venom will storm into side, taking out the mute, and now Mr. Easter is just ratting in China, just trying to pick up the pieces of a lost round. It's a 1 vs 4 now, and Matt just eats his words. I mean, he was so cocky a few rounds ago, and now he's going to just I don't know, bro. Yeah, that's why you never get cocky, because you can just get smoked and Cryptic would be easy. I mean, even though he didn't have a great performance, he's obviously getting revenge on Mats for that one round, and that's just payback for him, I suppose. I mean, it's just all entertaining here. Oh, and King says oops, by the way, and that's just hilarious to see. I mean, King being an absolute standout performer on attack as well. Last time we saw him struggling on defense, but this time on Villa, he's obviously picked it up. I mean, very exciting matchup here from both sides. I'm going to see what the interviews have. I have a few questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite ironic how as we spoke about Matt's, not being quite comfortable losing after going with a bit of a, giving us his signature easy into the wall with the bullet holes, and then, teabagging, just shooting the body, just being, it's not the nicest thing. Of course, the karma did hit back harder than Dad's belt. And yeah, before we go to the interview, please stay tuned. I actually have some quite interesting questions. Well, interesting, you can call them whatever you want. Questions prepared, and I hope Rods has too. But before that, we'll be taking a 5-minute break. Let's actually get into contact with them, and we'll be seeing you then. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Turn toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just trade it for a suit coat and a tie.
Hello, everybody. We're back here with the player interviews. We have in particular player from Vivid here called Mr. Easter, who was playing Yana throughout this matchup. You have a few questions for him now. And how are you doing today, Mr. Easter?
Yeah, good. Living, breathing.
I mean, even though you guys had a little bit of a performance like you guys may be unhappy with, you guys still provided a fun matchup and a very close matchup on both maps for us to enjoy today. I mean, as we saw, your hype man Mats was getting very heated when he just managed to salvage that 1 versus 2 for your team. I mean, I must want to ask you, what was his reaction when you started just to slip away and lose your lead?
Funnily enough, Mats is probably the least heated one out of all of us. He's pretty quiet when things go down like that, pretty much. So even though he's the loudest in the text chat, he's not the loudest in the voice chat.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to keep his mouth shut. That's all you can do in that situation. I mean, he kind of dug himself a huge hole. Now, I wanted to ask, you guys did not play on Chalet in particular. You guys did not play like piano window, so that enabled the attack over defense even to just play in piano with no contestation. I'm just wondering what your reasoning behind that was, because you guys had to do more like direct takes with not much rotate cut off.
Is this from the attacker perspective?
Yeah.
We don't often need to. It depends on the site, if you get what I mean. But I know, let's say they were kitchen or something like that. You only really need to control office oftentimes, because you're trying to just avoid the vert when you're trying to plant like kitchen and stuff like that. So it's not often necessary. Also, we often have a drone or something like that covering that anyway, so we don't necessarily need a man on that.
Interesting. I can kind of understand for kitchen. I mean, usually teams clear the top floor and then play top down with sledge. But I was talking more master when they had the piano shield in play. Like they were just having a Zami just being able to let loose in piano. I mean, no one was playing a window, which I think. I mean,
not too much. We were pretty comfortable taking out the Ianas and such mostly. So.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for the insight.
But it was a it was definitely a disappointing performance from us. But you know, we've kind of been on the break for the last kind of week because people had like pretty busy plans and it just didn't work out. So we were kind of coming in a bit rusty. I mean, our attacks kind of went. Our attacks were fairly good. You know, we were communicating quite right, but something just wasn't clicking on defense. And, you know, often we would have like one site that would constantly work, but none of the other sites would. And that was a struggle, just finding that second site. Because if you can only win one site, then you'll eventually lose.
Yeah. Well, one last question now. I believe it was your side who did this. I mean, Jaeger, I don't know if you saw, but Jaeger on main stairs runs into 90 with his pistol out and absolutely just sells his life. I mean, unfortunately, to the side of the other team. What was your reaction to that? So Jaeger just runs into 90 with his pistol out and just sells his life to 90 player. I was wondering what your player's reaction was to that. I mean, did you notice? I mean, was it like, or did you just move on? I mean,
it's hard. I mean, the match has just finished, so if it was someone other than me, I would. It's kind of hard because often someone dies. What's most important is who killed you and where, and then we look at the specifics later.
And so now I'm saying like if I looked over and saw my Jaeger running into 90 with his pistol out, I mean I think that stayed undetected in the game, I guess, as I've heard from you now. I mean you might see on the VOD review, but I mean that was absolutely hilarious to watch. I mean, no offense, that was questionable.
Well, it's usually one of two things, being a lack of information on that side. So there's an assumption that he would be safe, or like I said, we're rusty. So some people made some questionable individual choices. Yeah.
Well, it was a great effort from you today. I mean, you guys had a very good performance and you managed to keep it close, and it was a very entertaining matchup today. So, I mean, Bob Joe, do you have any questions? I mean,
I do have just some general questions. I mean, firstly, to get the things out of the way, Ignite Esports, I believe that was the Jaeger on their side. It was the one-line player of Chalet. I forgot.
Cryptic?
Really sure. Yeah, it was Cryptic, I believe, with the pistol. But anyways, let's continue on. Of course, Mr. Easter, what today wasn't the best performance, but you still played well. You still put up a good fight. But what are your thoughts? What are your goals in this league? Where do you want to get to?
Well, we want to destroy everyone we can.
Well, fair enough.
And I know we can, but we need to keep up the practice. Need to get that. We can't have these breaks too much. When we're practicing, often we very rarely lose. When we're out of the game, then we do stuff like this, and it's not very good. So,
all right, fair enough. Now, the full team. Let's say the full roster we saw today. How long have you guys been established for?
No, this kind of roster is being built since around January, when I kind of came into the scene, and then eventually around March, April time, I think we swapped out a fifth for Matt, and so yeah, about 4 or 5 months I think we've been as this particular roster.
Very nice. Now, okay, I don't want to make the Jaeger teabagging. That's not a huge deal. I don't want to make it all about that. But can I just ask, is there some banter behind it? Is there some background beef you have, of course, with Ignite or something that we should maybe know? Or was it just Matt's, of course, wanting to get a joke or two in?
We don't have any particular associations with Ignite other than the occasional scrim in the past or something like that. But no, Matt's is just Matt's likes to BM. That's about it.
Well, just a few more, just 2 more questions. Don't want to extend this for too long. Now, you didn't pick Chalet, but your defense on there wasn't the best. I believe it was quite hard to play defense for you guys. And was Chalet is Chalet a practice map for you guys, or was it just you guys didn't have it in plan?
Comment, but I will say, honestly, like I say, I'm putting it all down to the fact that we were just a bit rusty. A lot of the ways we died are extremely frustrating in general, and we shouldn't die like that. I would estimate that over half of our deaths were cause of individual decisions, and not just because we got out team played, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. It was just a bit. You need to get back into the game. It's understandable.
Correct positions. Things went well. Things just went well, but so some people weren't really feeling it, and then for some people they haven't played in a week, and then they're trying to run across a doorway, and then they get shot, and it's well, what did you expect, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get warmed up, and we'll be seeing you stronger than ever. I'm very sure of that.
Oh, absolutely, man. We're not intending this to be our representation. Absolutely, no. This was not us.
All right. Just for one last question, do you have any future plans, any big leagues, any cups you want to maybe join in, I don't know, in the future? You have this goal.
I mean, we've all got goals, right? Mm-hmm. But I think the main goal of the team right now is a pretty realistic one, and that's just progress. We're taking it one step at a time. A lot of people are it's very easy to be yeah, CL, that's the goal, right? But you lose sight of every step towards that. So honestly, for us, our goals are just things like not having lost a match in 2 weeks or something like that, and just getting through, gathering all the wins, getting a name for ourselves, and that's pretty much it. And so we're just really focused on the leagues we are in. We're always looking for opportunities. EOL was an opportunity, we decided to go for it. So that's pretty much it. We're just keeping it present, anchored to earth.
All right, yeah, that's reasonable. But yes, firstly, well played today. We really do hope to see more of you. And of course, before you do leave, do you want to thank anyone? Want to give a shout out to any supporters, fans, managers, teammates, anything like that? Do you want to just give it your all?
Oh, right. Oh, wow. Okay. I wasn't prepared for this question.
Do you have a list on you, or just?
I have no list. I'd like to thank myself for always being an absolute beast, regardless of how little I play.
First time
yeah, that's about it. Always on point. Always on point. Apart from Villa, we don't talk about Villa, but I had some mad flicks in Chalet, so
That is the first time a player just thanked themselves. You,
let it be known. Let it be known. I was the first.
all right. I mean, the confidence, you always love to see it. It's got to be there. All right. We'll be waiting.
Well,
But
thanks for bringing the entertainment. I mean, we hope to see you guys back in your normal fragging out ways, as we've seen. You guys were very prominent on the standings before today. You know, you guys were very consistent, and you just got bested today. But I'm sure you'll be back and better than ever.
Trust me, we're coming back.
all right. Well, thank you for joining us, Mr. Easter, and thanks for playing today. And yeah, I do hope to see you in the future. Just like you said, stronger than ever. Keep it up.
Absolutely, man. You will see me again. I promise you.
All right.
All right. See you later.
Goodbye. Well, everybody, that was Mr. Easter from the side of Vivid. You know, quite an interesting matchup. You know, they still have the confidence. You always love to see it. They're going to be coming back stronger. As said, you know, they were a bit rusty, but will be being brought up a lot stronger. As of course, from the winning team 2-0 today, we are going to be getting joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. It is going to be Dynonapper. Hello. Oh. What?
On the stream, can they?
Unfortunately, not now.
Ah.
Sorry to disappoint you, but let's just get the basics out of the way. Let's get the basics out of the way. Dynonapper, firstly, what played today? You know, you guys performed very strong. I mean, the last time I casted you was the same story, and let's just get to the basic question, shall we? All right. So, what are your thoughts? Do you guys have the confidence, just like with the previous team? Do you guys think you can win this league? What are your, plans?
No, we cannot win this league. We will win this league.
Oh.
It's free for us.
Okay. I mean,
We've been playing with a new sub every time. Like, guys who doesn't scrim with us a trial, just a new sub every time, and we're still not losing 0-2, and we just won 2-0 as well. So.
All right. Very strong. I mean, okay, today, how I don't want to, yet again, I said I don't want to get this too much in, but what was the reaction when good old Jaeger wanted to give you a bit of a boost on adrenaline with that easy teabag?
Yo, fuel to the fire, bro. Fuel to the fire. Like, after our sub went in, ruined it, the 2v1 for no reason. It was doomed. But nah, fuel to the fire. If you do that to us, we take that shit lightly and just slam you even harder.
Oh, well, there. People should not be doing that. I see. It's just gonna give you more power, I guess. Well, all right, respectable. Well, going on to, I do believe it was Cryptic. I don't know if you heard from his side, but there was also a bit of a play from his side on Jaeger. One round, I believe he went up main stairs and decided to challenge 90 with a pistol instead of his 416 carbine.
I can tell you right now that he had no clue there was a guy there because he got surprised.
What?
And he's a little bit lost in that round. It is what it is.
All right.
Other things going on because we lost the main early, so we're still trying to reposition throughout the round, and he just didn't get the call that someone was 90.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, just a question or two more. Today, the map picks, Villa and Chalet. Chalet, it seemed like you guys were very, very strong on it, but were Chalet and Villa like your main maps or like very close maps?
Just changed all of Villa strats. We first tried them today, and they banned Asami. And we had a lot of strats, so we kind of winged it on defense. That's why I went 3-3, I think. So it's a bit unfortunate ban and a bit unfortunate situation, but looks like we're more solid on attack anyway. So defense don't matter too much to us.
Interesting.
All right. Well, for the final question before I feel like Rods is right now just fueled with questions. Just want to spin him out before he goes Eminem on you. What are your current future plans? What are your goals right now for just in general, not the league, but just as a team?
Well, finding a fifth is for sure. Every time we're scrimming, we're trialing new people and stuff like that. So definitely finding a fifth and then getting him ready for the UK quals in December, and then making tier finally.
Great.
All right.
Well, then
Rods?
Week this time, not coming second.
Yeah, totally. We'll see how that goes for you. I mean, you guys are definitely very promising. I mean, once you get your fifth, you're going to be incredible. So, I have a question. I think it was Mats, the player on your opponent's team. He was entering solo with no refrag like every single time. I'm just wondering, like, how did you adapt and react to that? Because I remember Goyo got caught with his pants down on main stairs, on that bum rush.
He won the second round. He walked up and killed Mute on site.
Yeah.
Well, the first round, I don't think we pulled it back on the first round. He did it, but we got the refrag instantly in study the next time he did it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just the strats as well. So we're looking over at our second screens a lot. So the timing's gonna be off sometimes, and I'm pretty sure that's what fucked us. I think if we scrim that maps at least once, then I don't think he's allowed to do that.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Also, I noticed.
I was trying to use 20 seconds each per phase to get the map shield down that I haven't tried before. So
I know.
I'm gonna be caught with my pants on.
I noticed Malusi doing that, and she managed to get it down. I didn't notice the shield. Also, I noticed Cryptic decided to kind of mimic Mats's solo entry play. Was this something you guys adapted on the spot, or is this something you guys had set in stone before the matchup?
It's something to do with the way that people are set up when we push. So if he can't get a drone in, like a mute, or people just gonna swing the spot that we're gonna drone, there's no reason for him to go in there or just stand there and wait.
Okay. Risky,
so yeah. So he just finds another spot, and then we see from there. Because we're usually pretty adaptable on our attacks. If you like, we had a Chalet when we destroyed them when they were holding library one. They've like fully assembled everything over there. We got the insta pick and then we rotated over to solar side and then we won the round from. So I don't think anything's gonna stop us. So we're ready to face check stuff because we're not scared of anyone.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's it for me. I'm perfect with the questions. I mean, you guys have definitely provided an exciting game for us today, and I look forward to see what you guys can do next. I mean, thanks for being here, and thanks for answering all of our questions.
Anytime. You don't even have to ask. I'm gonna be in there.
Before you leave, is there any type of shout out, any type of, I guess, thanks you want to give out to your supporters, managers, teammates, just anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I want to shout out Evan Q. You can't see you on cam, but I'm wearing the jersey. That's my boys. And Andy Dixon, you get out of the WhatsApp group. Old man. Old man.
Oh, God. All right. Well, yet again, well played today. And when you get your fifth, we better see you win the whole league. We better see it.
Be so free. So free.
So free. All right. Yeah, thank you again for joining us. And, well, that, everybody, that was Dyna Napper from the side of Ignite Esports. And before we do finish off, we always like to give a bit of a shout out ourselves to the good old, people working behind stage. We have the managers, you have the production team, aka Dan the man himself. And yet again, Rod, thank you for joining me today.
No worries, anytime.
But yeah, that was today's BO2, played, of course, Ignite Esports versus Vivid UTD. Quite an interesting match. UTD does promise to bring it back stronger than ever, and Ignite, I feel like they're going to be ready for it. They just need their fifth, so we'll be seeing that in the future. But that was all from us today. It was me, Bob, and Rods from the casting side, and we will be seeing you probably soon. I don't know. Bye-bye.
Welcome to PGS Esports, where the players play. Your number one platform for all things esports. Built by gamers, for gamers, PGS puts talented players in the spotlight and creates a safe space for players of any skill level. Share stats with players from over 130 countries. Compete against your peers in our leagues and tournaments, and even learn from the pros, all in one easy-to-use mobile app. Find us on Facebook, Discord, or visit our website, pgsesports.com, to stay updated on new features, upcoming events, and more from the world of gaming. Join our growing global community and download the PGS Esports app today.